everybody? Welcome back to the Hindsight Podcast. It is glad to have everyone join us because we are in the penultimate episode before the season finishes. We're going to have one more episode before, just to wrap up the entire season. But guess what? We have a Hard Rock times Hindsight Podcast, link up. And that is really nice to know because, sometimes things just work in your favor. Sometimes you're just there and hoping that some things happen and the lines are kind of aligning in that regard, if that makes sense to many people. But a shout out to all the guys who reached out to us, especially Imor likes to party pretty much, for linking us up with the plug and, giving us a platform to, come sit with some of the fans in his community. And of course, we're bringing guys from the Hindsight Podcast. So that'll be really nice. Join us on Saturday. 8 p.m. is the game, but I think it'll be better for you to be there from 5 o'clock, meet and greet, rendezvous, cocktails, all that stuff. Meet all these guys here. And I tell you what, right? These guys on the table are in the 2 percentile of, people with good football brains. IBK is maybe the one with the most jokes on the table, but to analyze the game, we're going to be there, microphones, questions, all that kind of stuff, just good vibes. So all the stuff you see here that feels like it's scripted, trust me, on that day we'll have a really nice time, and hopefully we can have that even more often as time goes forward.
And an after party.
Yeah, and an after party as well, so don't forget that as well. Looking forward to that. Gentlemen, good to have everyone here on the table. Welcome back in About Monday, IBK Sports, who is in a nice pitch shirt. IBK, someone caught you on Instagram last week, say you changed shirts before.
I don't know, don't mind. I don't know as Nawali run now.
So IBK snap picture with the real shirt.
Wale is telling me he's going
post
to bring
on
my
our
shirt.
slide.
There's one shirt I've been asking Wale for 3
I
years.
can't change the shirt.
Get your shirt for us, serious. I will bring a
How far my shirt this thing?
But that shirt no go size am.
She was from
The
here.
jack on the jacket Rufai
know
took
size
last
am.
week was.
Yeah, that was a good. So it was the same size for me and Rufai, but Rufai is
Where's
smaller size.
Wally, where's the
Wait, they mistake your name.
Don't play with my jacket.
They mistake your name for
Give them to the woman first.
First, you go pay for that one now. You go pay discounted price, maybe like 8K.
Yeah, shouts to Eccentric, by the way. Eccentric, their clothes are really good, and I tell you what, did I just have small bulk money like this? I'm walking into your store to buy all the stuff that you have. I think I really like your stuff, and they're really nice to see. Gentlemen, welcome along. Someone said that nowadays, if you grew up in Lagos, I didn't know this until I came to Lagos, that, staff know they pay money inside bus. But now, staff know they again.
but that thing growing up, you just see person, you just sit down. Conductor will say yes, money for that. You will say staff.
Where that name come from?
Staff one there.
Be anything.
If you
You say they go say.
Why they call her staff?
I won't take money from conductor. You say staff made you and
bear. Say this thing.
Staff made you.
Yeah.
Staff of what?
I enter under.
Staff of what?
Any people who know they work for any reputable organization,
I thought rascality.
Staff.
You get
Staff
under.
one bit.
I enter under.
My flow, staff
From
one.
Yanokpada to K2.
Staff of where?
One staff don't enter the downfall already. So the guy say, I know what make him enter. Another chairman come bring another one say, I say, Ile, ma worry, Ile, no, omo mini, Jeko Wale. So the guy comes say, I say, me everybody come down. Say no, say no go again. Say everybody come down. Say,
How much will they make? How many staff days are
Say
here?
make the staff enter.
Another one.
Enter, say you won't go chop. Say no, they go again.
You don't see
I go
where.
carry 2-3 staff.
2-3 staff.
Wait till come
You don't see
release.
where.
You know, staff boss with
You
this.
don't see where Admiral won't put staff inside bus. Driver say staff come out already. Admiral come they look say who be
Who
this
is
staff?
this? Which staff of what? Shouldn't a Navy boss be this?
No.
Somebody say now.
They kill us.
Somebody say, bills full everywhere. Say now who they rep prison don't know what God do for him.
Yeah.
Man, like I was watching Shokuti's live, and but I don't go prison. Sell one panty.
Guy.
Don't play, man.
That's probably the most expensive. That's the
Bro.
most expensive thing you can ever get yourself involved.
No go prison, bro.
What?
You don't want to do that. Like it is. I think I don't have. I have.
You have anyone close
I have some
to that
fears,
experience?
right? And I think being in prison is one on the top of it. Like maybe the top of it.
Yeah.
You
No,
know,
I think
being
that's
in
why
prison.
all these wild guys.
When you say prison, you mean being convicted of a crime and doing a time, or make you just punch person for ID, carry you go put for
anyone at
Brother,
all.
I'll join.
I think
No, that's how
I
you
think
need to
human
experience it. It will
beings
shape
you
your
are
head.
built to
You have
be
experienced
free.
What thing you do? You collect
You don't go
person
prison
girlfriend.
before.
No, I've gone not prisoner. Before you say that ex-convict, I don't be ex-convict.
They don't put you behind counter.
They don't put me for sale before. Small thing many years ago.
Senior man na ex-convict.
So you don't meet all those bros where you go.
Ever?
Where they go say
I
you
go
fan
sell.
them.
Prison no be play home. I go sell.
You fan anybody.
They-
You fan
You
person.
know, President Day, like maybe like
They go always do, yeah.
His Excellency Day. Inside they sell. Now they run things for the police. Anything where you talk, when you come, you go and pay homage to the great man. As you go, you're gonna pay your dues. When poor person come look for you, you will collect money.
yeah.
Pay your
What if you
dues.
can't enter? You don't get money.
They go beat you like this. I'm not kidding you. They will carry a hand like this. I've never. No. That's why I can never. See why they avoid trouble. I don't want to sell.
Bro, police cell was prison better pass police cell.
No man, don't give us content.
Prison better pass police
I
cell.
had trauma for weeks.
Prison
Just
better
think
pass-
about
And funny,
just
they say some of
the
them even
conditions
pay
in
for
there.
there.
Now I remember when they play tournaments inside cricket. So it's like there's the compound. So you enter from the gates. They go when I go come down from the bus where they bring you now. They go count everybody. They go check.
Of course.
If
People used to run.
if you
If they
don't
go collect your
eh,
shirt.
if
If prisoner go collect your
eh,
shirt.
if
Now
you
you
don't
know.
if your boss come out before you know enter
You don't turn prisoner
your
with
boss
that.
leave you come out.
You don't turn
So,
prisoner with that.
and I remember we
You don't talk prisoner.
my brother we were staying
Well, you don't enter prison too.
please let's be very careful. Let's be very careful how we throw these words around.
Very
No,
good.
because cell day.
Cells that
Prison
different.
day.
No, this one we
Insecurity.
the tournament was like a week.
Like Kirikiri.
A week, yeah.
for-
Tournament
I think
was
now
like
Bali
a
India
week
be na
or I
Ikoyi
can't
day.
remember the road. I remember you get to
Now Bali
you get to
inside
Mount Chu.
Ikoyi. No, which one?
Which be your Bali day,
Wait,
Get one prison with
Wait,
the
Kirikiri.
Bali this side now. Now
We get
Kirikiri
to
now.
we get
That's
to
that one.
Wait, Kirikiri is going prison.
no, it's different. We get to
Okay, that
Mount
one is
Chu,
Ikoyi.
there's-
That one
I
with
can't
your Bali
remember
inside,
the
abi?
place, but I remember from my own side then they come through Okoko, so you get to Mount Chu, you go. I can't remember the place, Sha. So if you once you get in, we were staying in the quarters where the people who control the prisons stay, I think. So that's where we were staying. I think those ones, maybe they were on, I don't know. That's why we were able to stay there for like a week. So if we come out, you go buy food. So you can literally see the gate to the maximum. You can see the gate to the minimum. You can see the gate to the... So, bro, like, don't worry yourself. Forget Prison Break where you watch. If you enter that place, you ain't getting
You don't
out,
think come
bro.
out.
As in,
You are
worry.
not... See, the
Hold on,
walls...
Go for the Chris.
The walls be like, yo,
Told
like...
the world,
like-
yeah, yo.
So you go see they bring out some of the guys, maybe they can't do some work, or they bring out some of the guys to come and play football safe. Some of them come and play football.
Yeah.
You like
You know, someone said, I think it was an author, said the true measure of society is how we treat the worst of us.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not quite sure I completely agree, but I think it sounds very sage, right? And whatnot. But yeah, I do randomly sit down and think about people that are in prison. That the ones that are innocent.
Yeah.
I do randomly sit down
But I have
and
issues
just
with
get
those
like
ones
sad
we
about
don't-
people.
We don't deal
Yeah,
on dead,
that-
dead
that's
too
so many
already.
people.
Yeah.
I feel,
And you won't
okay.
believe that there are people in prison who, because I know a guy. Big shout out to Pastor ID James in Uyo, who used to put up a campaign on trying to pay fines for people. There are people who are in prison because of 2.5.
Yeah.
5,000 naira.
Yeah.
There are people who are in prison for very minor cases.
Yeah.
There are people who are still awaiting trials.
Yeah.
Ridiculously.
Yeah.
They've stayed in jail in cell for 20 years, 15 years, awaiting trials.
Yep.
It's just
Some
sad.
they don't even lose their fire.
Now why you say
It's just sad.
that prayer where your mother always pray when you did say if there's trouble in the front, you will be at the back.
Yes.
And if there's trouble at the back, you'll be in the front.
Of course.
But you not be in the
We
right.
always pray that prayer.
No.
Ti Oguba board iwaju.
But that death
No.
row, not even.
No,
work
for
because
real-
that
for
one,
real.
You go not say you go die, but they fit just call you anytime.
Yes,
And that one they mad because if you did there 10 years and your time no go don't come.
You know,
10,
when
15
when you
years.
dey talk for this, Abike, I beg, no vex.
For this I just want talk just now.
Abike, I beg.
Say how
When-
you take
when-
carry the convention they talk your.
Abike, I beg. This for this kind of convention, don't use Mr. X. I beg, you know you.
I think very God you.
I think see. eh,
He said, for example, you don't have money.
Yeah.
Now, for that example, I will have money.
Say example, person.
Is that an example?
That-
I won't even-
Nigerian say
That example.
He said, for example, you don't have money. Somebody responded, he said, in that example, I have money.
I have money. I beg. No, they try me. I
He said,
beg,
for
Waiting
example,
those kind of nonsense example. That example
Oh,
kill.
man.
bro.
he said,
I
you.
beg. I beg.
If
Don't
you
say-
must use yourself. If
Yeah,
that's
say, for example, now they carry me go. No, they- somebody say if no be wetin I don't forget what they just say. Say if no be peer pressure, waiting for maybe this iPhone. Waiting for maybe this iPhone.
What are you using it for? You just want to carry iPhone.
I saw they release a new iPhone, and it will be like I think it will be like
they knew is a Vision Pro.
yeah, it's a Visual Pro.
Yeah.
It's how much that thing be,
$3,500.
bro?
People will buy them.
Bro.
Yeah, people go buy it.
Oh yeah, people
Even
buy 'em for
people
sure.
But it's next level stuff though.
The only problem is that most people will go buy have no need them.
Bro,
No,
That's the
no.
problem.
So actually, the person say even if it be fake life, wetin
No
make
be
me
fake
use
life.
iPhone?
Now fake life now.
You get-
but actually this Vision Pro, forget not needing it. You probably and that's another thing that I feel like people will get money to buy. I feel like in their mind they've graduated to because if you can afford that kind of thing, you are graduated to a point of it's not just you buy what you need because there's a level of I only just buy what I need, and there's a level of I buy comfortability even if I don't need it. I buy or what can I just enjoy things, not just say I need, because that thing is next level. That Vision Pro.
Oh, waiting.
Waiting.
You know what?
They see future.
The Apple pay me.
No, I
You
just
don't
want.
watch
Now,
the
now
video.
I want
You
to
don't
ask
already
say-
you don't already blow am like that, saying our next level. So waiting
No, but I feel it is interesting. It is very interesting.
They say when
that
we
you can have something that you wear and
You know-
you can enlarge the screen as much as you can.
when we
watch movies, play games.
when we this small.
Yeah, for movies.
You don't need it.
when we
But
this
if you can
small.
afford it, it's like, I'm enjoying myself.
Yeah, of
when we
course, I
this small,
agree.
they say see TV here. You stand like that. What TV? Now they break down the thing. They
You see that? No, you see that's why it is. That's why
won't
it's
break
actually
your eye.
no. That's why it's actually next level. Because what
It
you're
don't look
wearing,
as if- it don't
what
look
you're
as if-
wearing, it's not like the TV is here.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah,
you're watching it.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
mad thing.
yeah.
So it's like you're watching it
Yeah.
there.
so what's the side effect to your eye?
Okay.
They don't talk any side effects.
No,
They
I
don't
don't
talk
think.
am.
And the
Side
and
effect
the,
no dey
and
inside.
the, and the thing
They,
is not
if they
like
talk
and
am, you no go buy
the
am
thing
now.
is not like they don't go, you don't go buy them. And the thing is not like glasses, so I can be watching the TV and I can see you. So I can be watching the TV over there, but I can still see you. So if you talk to me, I can still hear you and I can still converse with you if I want.
Okay.
So
Next
it's next level
So
stuff.
if you were,
like
if you
you
were,
don't
if you
collect
were,
small
and you can
All
no,
this
I'm
is-
just saying
You don't collect bar.
all this-
Rufai,
na-
So
na
if
end
you-
time-
you don't collect bar.
na end time thing, really.
no,
dey do.
no, even if you fake like, what's gonna make you watch that video reach the end?
I'm collect back from who? So imagine you
So
wear
you
something
can
that
text
make
and
a
all those
call.
things.
Yeah, you can make video call and
Okay.
you're watching the person. Like if you
That's
get
nice.
the money, it is something to
Yeah,
enjoy.
luxury, of course, I
Nah,
agree.
nah.
No, for real. I was
Na sign of end time be
I
all
was
this
at
thing.
Sultan's
It's the
house.
size of end time.
I know they buy am.
I agree. That's sign of it.
My brother, I know they buy am.
No, really, what is perilous time?
Very
Bro,
last time.
you can do-
Men,
you can-
men,
you can-
men
you can-
shall be lovers of themselves.
Bro, you can do Zoom call and then they see they see your mannerisms. You they see the person where they follow do Zoom call.
Wait
like
till I
say
want
it's-
carry the mannerism of the
What's
person.
in the
do.
one thing the mannerism of the person?
It's just enjoyable though.
I remember that
No,
time.
I
see
I remember
you.
that time when that time when I young, we have the reason say okay for Bible say if rapture happens, say all this waiting with these guys who go come after rapture self.
Antichrist.
Antichrist.
Say,
Now after
say,
or before, that they go come.
after
After
rapture,
rapture,
when they
eh.
go come say
Okay.
say how they go even if you dey inside rock, they go find you. Say I'm gonna say how they won't take find you inside rock. But now we go even they no go even stress themselves again because if you dey inside rock, you go still carry your phone enter rock. They say you want to do something. So all these things get technology. You know, say as you dey use your phone, they see you. Like you don't need on
Who they
camera.
see?
Who they see you?
Who they see?
Who they see you?
Like tone it down a bit.
You know,
It's not
some,
too
some,
You see, hold that remote. Turn them like this small.
Bro, as they see, okay, as they use your phone,
Okay, that works.
then they see
but
you.
you
so
see
na so
but
I did
they don't
last
see
But,
week.
okay.
but you know, if you do the right things, you will not need to meet the Antichrist.
I
Hey, but now they make things easy for them with all this technology.
No.
Oh, who be the them?
They go easily find
Do
you.
the
now.
right thing.
Who be
you
the
don't-
them?
They will
You know they
easily
use
find-
phone.
they will
You know they
use-
use
them.
phone.
Who be
You
the
dey-
them?
you
You know
dey
they use
say
phone.
you dey say they will easily find you. Now you they go find.
Why are you worried about Antichrist when they won't find you?
If you do,
What do you
if
do
you
when
do the
make
right
Antichrist
thing,
they find
if
you?
you do the right thing, you will not meet
Wetin make you-
Antichrist.
Wait.
I just the narrate. So I not talk say me I go meet them. Me I no fit meet Antichrist too. God forbid abeg. Wetin concern me and Antichrist?
You say them. Who be the them?
Small torture like this, you don't collect CCC
Oh,
sharp sharp.
Jesus.
You know they don't slap you once.
Baba, you know,
You will like good life.
yeah,
I mean, I know the suffer. You don't put down.
pay stuff for your head.
No be this kind of generation. We not go even suffer.
This generation will like AC. If they do small hits for sun, he say, I beg, give me.
Put am here, man. Put am here, man.
Oh
I
Lord,
beg God.
may we not
You
suffer
know I'm
this.
in your paradise, man. That's why I asked IBK this morning, say, IBK, man, bring Jesse come. IBK say, I don't have a stock. I just tell her, say, this is story of the 7 virgins. Say, Jesus came. When the came, say, he said, they have all their lantern. Say, anytime, if it happen.
They
So
talk-
be
So
prepared,
you don't have
IBK.
stock.
You don't have stock.
You say you sell just.
Say they sell Jesse. So if we come,
No man,
if we go hard rock, so Saturday now, right? Guys, no say they buy Jesse.
I
They
the
sell
way man
Jesse.
to Jesse come now. I
So
don't tell
so
you
are you gonna bring Jesse to sell? You go bring
already.
Jesse.
No, you go. I know they do all
You
those.
will bring
ones.
Jesse to give
Are
away
you
to
gonna
your
bring Jesse to
fans.
sell now? Like
Which
you know,
fans?
Yeah, your fans are coming through,
Your
man.
fans are coming to
Which
IBK
fans?
Sports.
I don't get any fans.
120k followers on
Pay,
Twitter.
Baba, pay for Jesse. Which fans?
120k. 120k.
I hear you.
but IBK,
For this-
you know,
for this
you go
period.
drive. So bring for your boots. So if you're coming for the whole thing, you know, come. You could buy Jersey, authentic stuff. IBK, I'm
I
trying to
know.
sell.
If you give one
No,
or two
nah.
away to your fans,
See,
now.
waiting the ISI will be see buy them down for your fans.
Buy 3 get 1
Me, I
free.
go bring
No,
Me, I
them
don't
come
get
for
fans.
You no get.
I don't get
you
fans.
Go, you no get. So now only me can't get fans.
no.
for you.
All that
IBK,
20k followers.
IBK, I
no
want
serious.
20k on
I beg,
on
forget
Twitter.
that one. Forget
You
that
get.
one. Baba,
You
if
buy
now,
am.
if
Count how many
serious,
pop-up
serious.
ladies
I
that collect something from me.
say any suppose we at least Man City or Inter jersey.
For what?
what?
Who
that
supposed
day
to
now.
wear?
Who suppose wear am?
So you no go wear any jersey.
Who?
You no go
No, you
even.
can wear. You want sell.
Wetin make you feel say make I wear Inter or Man City?
So you no go
what
buy.
end?
You no go buy
Buy from who?
jersey.
From
Yeah,
you?
IBK, never seen me
Eh,
with Jesse before.
Okay, no, it's fine.
I never see you wear am before.
So
So
why
what's in suddenly?
But
Why
why
you
you no
say you
fit
go
try
change
am?
on Saturday?
But why you no fit try am?
So I wear jerseys, but I like to wear the unconventional ones. So training gear,
No,
training
I
gear.
feel buy jersey if I like them. I can buy. I like
You know.
the. I like the.
I will send pictures to you. So
The
you-
I used to
away
think-
jersey way Chelsea used last season. I like that. The
even
way
Chelsea,
for Man U, I used to like that
home
pink
jersey.
one.
Yeah,
for
I
next
used to
season
like
is
one,
actually
really
mad.
nice.
Yeah,
That
I know
jersey
they
now
wear.
is,
See, I know they wear Chelsea. I used to think that was that Libra, but I don't know if we wear jersey wearing my club. Say Real Madrid.
Nah,
Of course,
nah.
I
I
can't
can't.
wait.
If I don't wear,
What's
if I
that?
don't
I
wear,
can't wear
jersey,
it. I wear any jersey.
I
What's
prefer
that?
wearing jerseys of teams. that
I know
are
if we wear
very
Arsenal jersey for
popular.
what?
I can wear a Nigerian
Maybe
jersey.
Aston Villa.
I can wear an Aqua United jersey.
So you think I don't feel wear Arsenal jersey?
Why?
For
I've
which
seen you do it before.
I like it.
Irresponsible.
I
I
don't
don't
feel
Why
responsibility.
you
It
know me
is.
no? For-
It is.
wear. They whine me.
It is.
Me, I
Says
dey wear
irresponsibility.
Madrid
Yeah,
jersey.
you
I
hide-
dey
you
like
hide
that.
You're
to-
embarrassing your club.
I
Baba,
don't
forget that
responsibility.
one.
Show that they whine me.
Yeah, I know they whine
I
you.
see something way fine, man. I don't
As
wear.
in-
That man you pink, I don't go wear him.
You get one way.
You think I'm a joke to you?
You get one
You are
way.
a joke to your club.
You get one way.
I
This
agree.
thing do that.
They know they pay me.
One jersey Madrid do that. I like that jersey. Oh my, wear
No,
that
that's what
jersey.
I'm saying. That's what I'm
If they
saying.
were signing
He said,
Declan
but you
Rice,
can wear Madrid.
I can wear Madrid jersey.
Yeah.
we're signing Declan Rice
They
this
support
summer.
Madrid.
Who are they we?
Who are- See, I'm on Twitter. I am very particular about when I want to talk about United. I say United.
He say we
who?
we are bidding for
How much
for
do you have?
Caicedo.
I can
Who are they?
I
No.
understand him.
I don't have a problem with it, but
You they
you see,
talk am.
It's just funny.
when they want drag
They
you,
don't know your
now that
mama.
we they will start from. That we, that ain't gonna be your, that ain't
He
gonna be
just
your point.
say we we are bidding for.
We who?
Meanwhile, if I see me, they use Vision Pro. Don't be saying that me buy am.
Okay.
Make I take am easy. Make it
Yeah.
say
Refine notice.
because
Why?
I don't hear say that 3.5 now. I
No,
can't
but-
say I refi-
no, but
Good
Apple-
business, I
Apple-
buy.
Apple-
I tax you
135 dollars. That's
No,
about. That's
no,
about.
but
That's about.
Apple
4M
can
now.
send us
Yeah,
one,
that's 2 point
one
something.
Vision Pro, no? Vision Pro, yeah. Apple can send us one.
Mad man.
Send
know.
you one.
Yeah, Apple store in Nigeria,
Yeah,
no?
we'll put it. Let's speak it into
Put it out, you know.
Put it out.
But my boss said the Apple Store in Nigeria. I don't think say na official.
Baba, leave that.
If you
right?
go check Apple, this nothing in Nigeria.
Oh, IBK.
I don't
We're
clear
trying
it
to watch
today.
IBK. We're trying to get a Vision Pro gadget, right? So,
Okay.
Apple Store in Nigeria can send us a Vision Pro. We'll love it, and that'll be really nice. No,
$3.5.
no, $35. No, for the store, it's a small
point
deal.
something million.
It's a small deal. How much to advertise on the podcast. So there's that. I was gonna finish up with this, right? Someone said, how you follow Babe chat. You and Babe just a chat, but you don't do that anymore. So this is more IBK's line
No,
of
I don't get that.
Line of work.
line of business. Rufai will relate to this. They say you're in bed now. Say
You
yes.
don't
Say
relate to
yes.
how.
Say what are you wearing? He goes a native. So
Yeah, but what are you wearing? Bed sheet.
what are you wearing native?
Oh, but that year
Like, those
for school, they do that thing very well.
Very useless.
What are you wearing?
What
What
did you
kind
never ask
of question
person
is
I
that?
don't ask.
This one, everybody.
What are you wearing?
Setting the
No
mood.
normal thing. Now.
You are setting the
Mood
mood.
for what? What are you wearing?
Setting the tone for the event.
Yes, now you're setting the
That
tone.
year.
Small this thing. So what are you wearing? Is music playing somewhere in the background?
Oh God.
That year for Blackberry.
Satan walking over time.
Blackberry that year. Your BBM. You don't say you get one option. You go when you play your music. Your status will change.
Boys, 1900.
Say, Rufai watching Black Mama taking some cool.
Bro,
I became now.
Best is say, see one passed away.
for night you go just
For 2 days.
for night.
Now playing. They now watching
now watching XXX.
XXX. Now
Julian-
now watch.
Julian Brantashi.
Mora Mills. Waiting me that baby with a drag
No,
Zion.
XXX.
Pamela Anderson.
Now watching Maya Khalifa.
Which artist is Maya
Black-
Khalifa?
My brother.
Bro. But honestly.
Satan walking over time.
But we in Nigeria, the
No,
cast
no,
then.
no.
I say we in
I
Nigeria,
never had that
sorry.
experience.
I say we in Nigeria.
never had
No,
Nigeria.
never had that experience.
Which experience?
The best one for me, what I loved about that feature was, back in the day, this streaming thing that they work. So you go send your guy music where you get for your phone.
Yes, no.
So
No,
back
you
in the
could
day, some people would just say, "I send me which song be that?" Like the
Yeah,
Pope.
so if in the show, so actually also
But
yeah,
BBM
it was
was
also
great,
it
Sha.
was
BBM
also
was
it was
great.
also an
Yeah.
opportunity. It was also a nice way to flaunt your
playlist. You get,
Yeah.
you get, just
You
on
get
and
say,
down.
the person go say which
I don't-
song be that?
My playlist, Baba, on Rival. They know they get my
Person go
songs.
say, oh, these are the kind of songs where they listen to. Oh,
Now
nah,
listening
that
to
kind of
Black Mamba takes it.
They know they get my songs, man. But yeah, that's that.
thing. You go know say they don't catch IBK. They don't catch up far.
I mean, you gotta forget yourself.
You get over my guy. Yeah, they want this thing. You can't sleep go.
It is say maybe people don't sleep. It's they wake up.
And
They
what
say,
is it now? Top laptop.
Oh man.
They can't sleep.
Those
Boys
university-
can't wake up. Yeah.
there was a
No,
cut.
university
Yeah,
night.
but any joke with that year. God.
University, so that year incognito tab, no, dey. So you don't have incognito tab.
You don't have incognito
so
tab.
once
Because
boys just
you-
check your history,
Browsing history. triplexs.com.
brothers.
How do you people know these things?
How do you people know which these things? Senior man, you want me to carry
Brother.
you be pastor? You say how do we know what? It's not
Brothers.
from people, it's not from people like you that people like us
Let
let
person like Wale if you know
These
this
are
thing.
things that are
No,
so
I'm
alien
gonna
to me.
see. I'm gonna put this out. Anybody that knows is going to get something from me, right? Does anybody remember the website Miniclip?
I don't know the website.
I don't.
Miniclip.com. No, this is actually not even a. It's
Now,
not even-
Sefan,
it's not even. It's not even.
Sefan or true.
Everybody knows Sefan.
Remember
Everybody
Miniclip?
knows Wap Trick.
Wap trick, yeah.
What is it for?
Look at the one where if you use download Android games.
Games. Like you
Everybody
can
knows
play.
Wap Trick. You can download games on Wap Trick.
On
too.
Wap
About
trick, yeah.
Miniclip that year.
Sefan or True,
Oh
too.
my
No be
God.
na Android. I be na.
It wasn't
Symbian.
Android. No, it was actually.
Symbian.
It was actually you could play the games live on the computer, bro. The cyber cafe where they go, the X Miniclip, like you know how you can blacklist some
Yeah,
sites from
yeah.
your this Baba. Holiday without going like 50 boys. They play Miniclip, Baba. We they run this people, they server down completely. I don't go there the next day. I don't Miniclip.com. What's happening here? Is it a load? What's happening? And of course, yeah, back in the day, you don't figure it out that these guys
They don't.
can
they don't
blacklist stuff. But yeah, crazy times. Somebody say, don't be telling me sleep like a baby. Say now I almost urinate for bed last night.
Also like back in the day, if you be young boy, if you go cyber cafe then to go browse. Once they see secondary school students enter, come browse, they watch you now.
You know say
of
game.
course.
No, it's not be even gay. They always watch you now. If any of them just enter any porn site, they watch. Yeah, fact.
Yes,
Once they see students enter cyber, they go just walk.
No, but that's the height of rascality.
They go waka for on our back.
go
They
cafe.
look. Because me, I dey always look at that time say why I just that
Yeah,
time
just
for
dey
Kuku,
waka about, yeah.
anybody wait there around the Kuku there, you go no net
No,
express.
if I go
you
cafe, nah,
public
Facebook,
space,
high
you know.
five,
Yeah, high five.
or-
you
or
know high
Yahoo
five.
know,
high
or
five,
Yahoo Messenger.
Yahoo Messenger,
Yahoo
MySpace.
Flat.
Yahoo Messenger.
MySpace was really
Do
good,
like bond then. You don't open your messenger, open different. God.
bro. Now the way the emojis they hit you,
Just go
Yeah,
flat.
those emojis. It
Yes.
was really fun. Though. Yahoo
It
Messenger.
was.
the
Yahoo
way they
Messenger
hit
was
you,
good.
you know. So and
Yahoo
back
Messenger
back
was
in,
really
and we had those things in small
That year, you
doses,
go
right?
see my Egbon Mufta the type in German. See, Egbon waiting there.
All this where you grew up with. No wonder. IVK.
Right,
Is there
right,
something you want
right,
to tell
right. So I was telling you that I was telling you that one of the things I love most about the transfer season, and this is before we get into Champions League and all that stuff, is that United are not linked with everybody anymore. Because this is the period where United will be linked with 1,001 players. So Declan Rice, Caicedo, and all those people. And as Rice win that Europa League, UEFA Conference League yesterday, I said, man, Arsenal don't die completely. You guys are dead. Because if the guy costs, Rice didn't have an outstanding one of the. I think that in the last 2 years, this is the one that was like quiet. And I kind of felt like that £100 million. Wait a minute, they called that year.
last
They call
year.
it.
They call it shake.
Even last year was kind of quiet.
They don't go reach 100 million.
You know, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
No.
they struggled.
shake.
Last year was very good.
No,
I
they
think.
struggled last year.
No. Last year,
really
West Ham were very good.
They're very good.
West Ham finished. I think West Ham finished like top
They
10.
finished 7th.
Okay,
And they got to the
that-
semi-final.
Yeah.
They got to the semi-final of the Europa
The
League.
Europa League.
Yes.
So it was this
that is a very
year
good season last
that
year.
everybody's stock in trade kind of like dropped. And I feel like, bro, if when I want to talk to Declan Rice now, you need to take at least £100 million there.
No, I think
First-
it doesn't change anything. Now this is it.
It's just
I think
How?
the boy himself, even when he was interviewed, he was like, "Oh, he's still a West Ham player, no, but let's see what happens." So I think his mind is open now. I'm
his
sure.
mind is not open. He's leaving.
Yeah,
He's
that's what
leaving.
I'm saying. I'm sure
The
West
chairman
Ham
of the club has confirmed he wants to
and
leave.
one thing about transfer is that if the player's mind wants to leave, if the guy wants to leave,
Nobody has
the
played.
club needs to also find a
No, they will find a
They'll
solution.
find
for
a
him.
solution.
At some
They have
point,
to.
all these
You can't tell
£100
me- you
million
can't tell me I am
talking.
100.
At some point, I don't like the way Arsenal do their business. Certainly with the way Wenger used to do it, and also you don't want clubs to be, show the kind of desperation we've seen Man U have done over the years. You become so desperate and you pay stupid money for players who
And Chelsea
are
more
not-
recently as well.
And Chelsea more recently as well. So you don't want clubs to be that desperate. But I think at some point, if his mind is made up about going to, say, Arsenal, for instance, and West Ham are demanding, say, £100 million, and Arsenal are willing to pay 80 or 85 or 90, at some point a compromise will be reached.
No, I think with Declan Rice, this particular one.
What do you
if
think?
Declan Rice,
Where do you think it's going?
Yeah, if Declan Rice has told the club, clearly there's an understanding between them. He's leaving.
They need to find.
That's
it.
an-
He
that's-
rejected £200,000
You understand?
18 months ago.
That's an advantage.
Salary.
Yeah,
Yeah.
weekly.
That's an
The
advantage.
chairman, David Sullivan, said it this morning.
That's an advantage. There's an understanding already. He's leaving. So the next thing is, where does he go to? So because there's already an understanding that he's leaving, it gives Arsenal some advantage also to be able to go in there and say, even if we are going to give you 90, we're not giving you at once.
Because
Yeah,
we
of
can
course.
structure
Yeah,
the deal.
of course.
We can. So
I don't think
anybody
any
pays-
football club
pays
Yeah.
anybody at once.
pays at
some,
once.
No, there are some
Because
clubs.
I'm hearing-
There are some clubs.
PSG
I'm hearing
PSG
Real
played
Madrid.
Barca
There are some
once.
clubs. The position they are in.
Those ones are thieves now.
There are some clubs. The
Real
position they are
Madrid-
in. They tell you they want it.
PSG played.
They want
Real
it
Madrid-
once.
Real Madrid
They want a chunk of it up front.
up front.
No,
There are some
Nobody
clubs that
will
will tell you they want
release
their
clause.
money
Release
up
clause
front.
are always
Bro,
once.
Yeah.
Release clause is once.
Hold on.
No, even
Release clause is
sometimes.
once.
Hold on.
Release
Hold on.
clause,
Hold on.
yes, I
hold
think,
on.
think release
I
clause
think
is
he's
once.
right.
That's why
I
it
think
happens
release
in
clause
Spain.
is once.
Release
I
clause
think
is once.
because you have to pay the
You have
entire
to show
thing.
that I want
Okay.
this player and you pay off.
Hold on.
You
I
pay
just
it
want
off.
you
Because
to-
those things work differently.
Just
Release
check-
clauses, buyout clauses, There's one other one. They
Buyback.
work differently.
Just
They
check.
work
Just
differently.
check how many clubs in the last 10 years have made 200 million pounds in profits in a year.
Okay.
And 200 million pounds is, I'm putting at a very nice stretch. Clubs, I don't know how many clubs make 150 million pounds in profits in a year, in a season.
What did it say?
Dortmund made
Yeah,
that kind of money.
I think
No,
Ajax. I think Ajax too.
They don't
should.
sell another person out.
I think
No,
Ajax.
because they transfer this thing, yeah.
Yeah, I think
You know,
Ajax.
call it-
Ajax
In the
has
last
them.
10 years. Did you say in the last 10 years?
In the last 10 years,
Are you
go
saying
back
Have they made it in 1 year?
in 1 year.
Yeah, no, obviously not.
How many clubs can make that kind of money? So, for example, you want to pay Jude Bellingham. You think Real Madrid are going to pay that 100 million pound upfront?
No way.
They don't have that kind of money.
So what I'm saying, no.
No,
What
that
I'm
one is
saying-
not
no,
release
no.
clause. So
What I'm
Bellingham's
saying
one
is-
is not release
Let's
clause.
forget release clause for a moment.
If there is
we're
a
just
clause on
talking
the
transfer fee.
No, what me I'm saying, if there is a clause on a player, like okay, for us to say that this guy is leaving 50 million, like the way Arsenal bought Partey, Arsenal paid that money outrightly.
Now 45, now I know plenty now.
And that's what no,
that's what I'm
release
saying.
clause.
That there are
You have to
situations
pay
where,
it.
for example, a Daniel Levy, for example, it could be the release clause where you have to pay it and you have to pay before
No,
the
but
guy
100
can.
I don't think they
million
use release
pounds
clause in
is a
England.
lot
also-
of money
in
for
England.
It could
a
also-
demand for somebody to pay once.
Some people-
That's
some
why
people-
that's why when I hear people say Arsenal don't have money to buy Caicedo and Rice at the same time, it's not true.
No,
Because they're not paying the money at the same time. So, for instance, if they agree a fee of 100 million pounds with West Ham, and West Ham say we want a half of the money
Upfront.
upfront, so you pay 50 million pounds. You go to Caicedo, pay maybe another 40 million pounds. These things can be.
They're
You
not
can't.
stretched.
But I don't think Arsenal can. I don't know that Arsenal
100 million for a DM.
are that good
It's not worth it, to be honest.
with their business that they can sign Caicedo and Rice. If they do it, I think if they get Caicedo and Rice, I think they win the league next season.
The problem is that
No, I don't think any midfield outplays them. No, I'm for real.
I don't think
I'm for
so.
real, bro.
No,
They are-
if
hold on,
they
hold on,
if they get Rice and Caicedo,
That's a different.
If they get Rice,
they are
and
shifting the
Caicedo-
mentality of the club.
If they get
immediately.
Rice and Caicedo, you know, first of all, how do you want to outreach?
You
the
can't
midfield?
play that midfield.
But they also will now come to a problem of how do they play, how do they play
Because
them?
Partey is still there.
How do they play?
But
them? What do you do now?
I think.
Are you going to play Rice and Caicedo together?
Yeah, you can.
Of course. You've got
So
to play
Rice,
both of
Caicedo, and who? So
Partey.
4-3-3. You play 4-3-3, yeah. So Rice, Caicedo.
So,
Partey go back
guys,
to
let's not
bench.
forget you have 5 substitutions.
yes, you do.
You have
Yeah.
5 substitutions in the Premier League.
Yes, you do.
And when you play in the Champions League on Tuesday or Wednesday,
Yeah.
every 2 weeks, there's enough games to go around.
No, there
of
is.
course.
I'm saying there is. In the Premier League, first of all, whether there is enough game or not, when you buy players like that, they want to play in the Premier League and the Champions League.
Yes,
Yeah, but they
that's
can't play
priority.
every match.
No, they won't play. It is
They
impossible
want
to
Because
to.
say.
if
A lot of
you
them
look
wants
at
to.
if you look at Man City for instance, I think only Rodri and Edison.
But that's because it's Pep, bro. A lot
No,
of
that's
things-
not-
that's
it's
because it's
not-
Pep.
No, that's because it's Pep.
I'm
First
telling you, a
of
lot
all,
these players
first of all,
hate
if you buy a
rotation.
player like
If you don't have
Rice,
these players, they tell you
if
they
you buy
hate
a player like
rotation.
Rice,
Yeah.
I dare say, for example,
can't be
Rice
rotating Rice. You
probably
cannot.
played every game
You cannot.
for West Ham that
Of
is
course.
important in the Premier League,
Yeah.
and that
No,
Europa
he plays
Conference
every
League.
game.
Yeah.
Rice
You
plays
understand?
every game.
You bring in Moses Caicedo, he also would say,
Wants to
look,
play every game.
I want to play every game
So-
if I am available for it. But let's say, they can't play every game. But every important game
At
that
least
Arsenal plays,
90%.
they want
They
to
have
play
to play,
every
of
one
course,
of them.
of course.
So let me come in with something, right? When Declan Rice plays every game for West Ham, you have to go back and look at how many games does he play at an output of 8/10. Do you understand? When you step up to a bigger club, you're not gonna. You know that first of all, you're in a bigger pond.
Yes?
So you're not going to give. You need to improve your level of performance, and more often than not, you cannot output. I don't think Declan Rice is a player that can play. Out of 10 games, he gives you 8/10. But for big clubs, that's what you need to perform.
Yep.
So when you go there, you play today, play tomorrow, play the next game. You're not playing well. You're dropped. Justified.
But
At
that's
West
the
Ham,
reason
but at West Ham, you can drop to 5/10, and
And still play.
it's acceptable because they don't have. Frankly, they can't afford not to play you.
Yeah.
Do you get? So at the bigger clubs, so when people say it's Pep, it's not a Pep thing. Any manager at top club raises the standard. So a game that Mahrez doesn't
Okay.
So when Mahrez doesn't play well,
like KDB.
he
Someone
knows
like
that
KDB.
look,
No,
I
someone
haven't
like
played well, I
KDB.
can't
No,
play
no,
next
this
game.
when you say
Someone
when
like-
you say it's not a Pep thing, I can see why, but it's also a pep.
A pep thing.
Because
Okay.
it's not. When you say it's not a pep thing, I agree that it's not just because it's Pep Guardiola. I agree, but it's also a pep thing because that thing is happening there because of the ecosystem that Pep has created.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Because not a lot of clubs-
those two truths can exist.
Exactly.
Right.
Now, let me give you
because
an
at City-
example.
because
Let me
at
give you an
City-
example.
Wait first.
Okay.
Because at City, first of all, the number of players you have,
Yeah.
that's
the depth.
one.
Yeah.
The depth. The second thing, Pep has those players are there because they are willing to remain there under those conditions playing
yeah.
for Pep. They are okay with it.
But because they
If
know,
they are not-
but they know that at the end of the season, my numbers are not going to be underwhelming.
It's
Because
not- no,
because we
It's not
play.
about that.
Remember
you know when you
Bernardo
play for
Silva.
a big
Remember
club.
Bernardo Silva.
Yeah.
The only reason at the time he wanted to leave was
Leave
because
was-
he wasn't happy with the number of games he was playing.
Yeah.
And that improved.
But those players can accept that because when they look to the dressing room, you look to the side. Who is benching you? Mahrez.
That's
You
what
ask
I'm
yourself
saying,
the
the
honest question.
ecosystem-
No,
That's
How-
but
hold
it
on,
was
hold on,
different
hold
with
on,
Cancelo.
hold on, hold on.
It was different with Cancelo.
But hold on.
Okay.
How much better are you than Mahrez?
Yeah.
Right.
That's why I
so,
said
so players can
they are
accept. So,
okay with it. That's why I said they are okay with being there
Because-
and being like that.
because that's
If
the
they
standard.
wanted-
Depending on
if
the
they
player, that's
wanted-
what I'm saying.
If they wanted, it doesn't
If I-
matter
if
whether
I-
Mahrez is
if I-
better than them.
I
They
made-
will leave
wait,
and go and play elsewhere.
Wait, you.
Bro.
I made mention of Cancelo on this table. I remember I told you that when that was it Man City against Chelsea. Cancelo already dropped some bad game and bad performances. Sorry, and Pep dropped him for that Chelsea game. You know, he was thinking he was going to start that game, and Pep did not even play him at all. And the next game, you know, he played him and he was showing some characters and you know, new side popping out and all. And it's the same thing I'm saying that top players always want to play, whether they are playing bad or not.
They always want to play because
Just
at the
know
end of
that
the day,
one.
when
Just
you are
know that
playing
one.
bad, the way to correct it is playing.
That's it. Yes.
see.
They always,
they
want
always
to
want
play.
to play.
And
But
Pep
let's not
understood
even-
the
let's not
fact
even
that
drag it.
that
Let's not even
Cancelo
drag
was
it.
let's not
demanding.
let's not
even drag it for
let's not
too
drag
long.
it.
Okay.
The Cancelo,
Please.
the Cancelo thing, for example. Sorry,
Yeah.
man. The Cancelo thing, for example. You see, if you're a top player, you have to be honest enough to realize when you're not playing well. And
Yeah.
the manager,
Yeah,
frankly, is banking on you to misbehave.
Yeah.
So he can sell you. For a guy like Pep who has the resources to do it, he's banking on the fact that you misbehave. So Cancelo did what top players would naturally do in the wrong environment.
But you also know that with
So-
the Pep, you also know that that's why you also have to agree that it's also a Pep thing. Some of those players,
It's a Pep thing
some
because you
some
have
of
the finance to do it.
Exactly, that's what we're saying. So some of those players also, when they are not playing, it's not because they are not playing well. Sometimes when they are not playing, it's not because they are not playing
Because
well.
the manager wants
It's
to
because the
approach the
manager wants to
game
play in a different way.
differently. Yeah.
The manager wants to use
they
you,
would accept
or the
it.
manager wants to use a different kind of player because he can afford to. He has the
Yeah.
resources. He has the players available. He has the money to do it. Do you
Right,
understand?
right.
It's like Alvarez. Alvarez is not playing because he's not good.
Guy, Alvarez
Alvarez-
will start
no,
anywhere.
no,
That
Alvarez-
boy
no,
will start
But
anywhere.
he has someone ahead
Alvarez
of
is
him
not playing.
that's better than him.
One.
But he knows that he can afford to go elsewhere and
And
play
play,
and score
yes.
goals.
Choice-
But he decides he's going to be there.
Your
That's what I mean by choice.
Choice
Exactly.
you made.
That's what
Right.
I mean by a
So-
lot of them.
so-
They will agree. Okay.
So my point is,
So-
how many players will do that under
Hold on.
any coach?
Baba, listen,
Not a lot.
listen.
That's what I'm saying.
If you are Declan Rice,
Not a
right?
lot.
If you're Declan Rice, when you leave West Ham, all that nonsense, all that hype, all that noise,
You leave it
you,
first.
you leave it behind.
It's a
You
different level.
You leave it and
Like-
you go
like
to a
this
different
guy,
level.
what's his
Make
name?
no mistake about it. Arsenal didn't win. Arsenal
This
didn't
Aston
win
Villa
the
guy.
league. But in Arsenal's worst season, right? They are still better than West Ham. Pressure, they are still the demands at Arsenal, even when they're
Different
having a
from West
terrible
Ham,
time.
yeah.
So you know that all of a sudden you're coming here, you're a big fish in
you have to
a
raise
big
your level.
you're a big fish in a big pond. What it means is that you become a small fish.
Your
right?
games are always
so
on camera.
You
You
don't.
know,
You don't.
everyone sees your performances now.
So when you go there, you don't start demanding immediately. You now start proving
Yeah.
from day one. So that's why I said if Arsenal sign Caicedo and Declan Rice in the same window, what you are doing is it's almost like
So
you
what
are
happens to Partey?
hold on. It's almost as if you are short-circuiting the mentality fuse of the team.
What happens to Partey and Jorginho?
Hold on.
That was like 4 DMs.
My own is.
I don't
You
think
can-
it's necessary.
First of all,
You have
first
for
of all,
Not necessarily.
Xhaka is leaving.
4
Yeah,
DMs.
Xhaka is leaving. My own is you play 4-3-3, right? I mean that's what you played majority of last season.
Not all the time.
Not all the time, but majority of last season.
Sometimes he plays Partey as the.
No, I think
as the
I
single
don't
pin.
ever think I think Arteta played one system from the first game until the end.
Waiting
That's
it be.
Which was the
4-3-3.
problem? It was 4-3-3.
Exactly.
No problem.
And inside that same 4-3-3, you had what's his name? Odegaard and Xhaka.
Odegaard, Partey,
So-
Xhaka.
And Xhaka. So Xhaka is leaving. You Odegaard go play. First.
Odegaard cannot leave the team.
you
Odegaard
understand?
is the immovable object in the midfield.
Immovable.
course.
Odegaard go play. So by that now,
He gets me through.
I beg now.
Smith Rowe said won't play
I
now.
beg.
Calm down. Now make fight talk. What's your
I take
problem?
beg God you. Leave me alone. Now.
Don't be Smith Rowe,
Don't be-
Nelson.
So it's not good again, Abi.
No, Smith Rowe is
So
brilliant.
that means Partey.
It's better than that Mason
Sorry,
Mount.
that means Rice. That means
And they want to
Rice.
force on me.
Who is forcing?
They want to force that Mason Mount
That
on me.
means-
For Mason to say, United
can't believe-
United can't believe that they are getting such a player. Who said it? Jesus. Who said that?
So
Mason Mount.
that means
They can do a job
Rice
for me.
and Caicedo walks into the team. Is that what it means?
Yeah.
So that means Rice and Caicedo walk into the team. So they have to play. That means both of them will have to play every time. And if you create a scenario where both of them cannot play every time, what you be saying about your Rice is a higher level, so you can't immediately start demanding. It's true. But players also know that the only reason I'm going there is that I'm going to play. And those guys want to play the
And
most
you're a
important
big
games.
player.
But I
You
totally
earn
agree.
the
You've
right to
got
play
earn the
important
right.
games.
You know,
No, of course, they are not coming
at
there
the-
and saying
at
I'm
the
Declan
start,
Rice.
yeah,
I'm playing
at
now.
none of
the
those two
start of the
players
season-
I
is
think
at the
Partey,
level.
I think Partey starts.
guess
any-
what?
any day,
At the
anytime,
start of
yeah.
the season,
Any day, anytime.
nobody expected.
Partey, Abi?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
Partey
So,
starts. I think
Partey
Partey
starts any
starts.
day, anytime. I don't see how.
Hold on,
Up
hold on.
until it is clear
Oh,
that he
hold
can't.
And guess
hold
what?
on. At the
And you know
start of-
another thing. And you know another thing. I'm sorry. Those boys, they had an advantage to do the deal. Rice and Caicedo. They
Yeah, of
are.
course.
Because it's not like they are begging Arsenal to come and buy them. If you say you don't want, there are a lot of people that want to get them.
Exactly.
So they are at a point where they can tell you, I'm not coming.
No,
This,
I
this,
agree.
this.
They have the whip hand because Arsenal wants these players.
Yeah.
But the point UB is making is, if you go into that Arsenal team, you have to earn the right to play
Of
week in,
course,
week out.
of course.
So you cannot, because Arsenal want to sign you, you're going to tell them, I'm going to play every
No,
week.
of
It's not going to
course.
happen.
No, now, of course. That is a given. What we're talking about is you train, you work hard.
Yeah.
Those guys expect to play. It's not like they won't
No,
come
Yeah.
out.
for sure.
You know, it's just like the Saliba situation.
Especially Rice.
You know, we bashed Arteta so much. Why did you
For-
send this guy
loan.
on loan again? This guy is better than Holding. This guy is better than Mari. Guy goes to France, and all of us were covering our faces. Because obviously the boy went to France, gained a lot more
Yeah.
experience.
Wasn't ready for Arsenal.
You know, played week in, week out, and he looks more assured now. So, if Saliba had come into the Arsenal team, first game at Crystal Palace,
And Arsenal were suffering that time.
and he didn't play well,
I killed his
you
confidence
know,
too.
played the
Gone.
second game, didn't play well,
Gone.
he would be out of the team.
That's my fear for the Chelsea boys. You know, all the kids at Chelsea that they brought in with a lot of promise. You know,
Is it Mudrik?
of course, he's the number one.
And Cedric.
Yeah, Frederick. He's the number one on the
Mikhail,
list.
I think it will
That
come
boy,
good.
I remember that boy's first
Frederick
game.
Canote,
That boy's first game, one key, Milner.
I don't have it. I said it on this show
so
before.
let's.
I have no doubts.
I mean, you're the Arsenal, you're the Arsenal guy.
I believe so too.
Caicedo, Rice. If you could pick one, you think you'll buy two. I don't think you can buy two.
Yeah,
I don't think they'll
you
go
can.
for the two.
Yeah.
sure.
If I'll pick one, Rice.
Thank you very much.
Who's better?
Who's better?
It's Rice
Caicedo.
now.
I think there's
So
a,
I don't
there's a
understand. Wait.
I'll pick Rice.
Caicedo is better, but you pick Rice.
I'll pick Rice because mentality-wise, I think
What does that mean? Hey,
he's no.
No, I feel
Hold on,
experienced.
Rice
hold on.
is a leader.
I feel
when
experienced.
you captain a team like West Ham to European glory, that counts for something.
That guy,
Still
is,
experience.
you know, that boy
West
came
Ham,
in,
very
you know,
traditional club.
he came, he came into the West Ham team. He came into the West Ham team. He's a center defender by trade.
Who?
Declan Rice. That's how he got into the West Ham team.
who tell you this? Odumodu?
He's a central defender by trade. He came into the West Ham team playing in central defense. He's played right back. He's played central midfield. He's had to adapt himself to the demands of the team to be able to get into the team. So that's why I like his mentality.
He has more skin in the game.
You know, he's got a lot more skin in the game. But I like Caicedo. I like Caicedo because I always think that these South American boys, when they come, they almost, when they play without the handbrake, they know that
That's why I like Caicedo.
it's almost a feeling of if I don't perform, I'm letting my entire country down. I'm letting my family down. They
come from.
So they play
Here's
with
why
that
I like
stat stick.
I like Caicedo.
I don't know concern.
On the level
person
he's-
on dribble.
They dribble anybody.
Can't
No,
try
you
now
know,
on
if
the
they-
level-
if
If
they
you're a
ma-
footballer and you go into the pitch thinking you don't be dribbling,
That's
that's
what killed them.
That's
Van
Van
Dijk.
Dijk's problem
That's
now.
what has finished
Now
Van Dijk.
my brother they turn like this.
That's
If
the
you don't
problem.
do, make them dribble.
Van
and
Dijk.
say-
You don't do you don't know say
All of us
about
don't they used to rap. They
He
dribble
said,
and now
if you don't do
guide.
minutes,
you the guide, you the same people.
Person say Van Dijk no dey always come on for help.
We say, how you go do minute dribble?
Yeah.
Do me the dribble you. Make everybody.
Satellite footage from NASA show that he's still sliding.
My brother.
He's still going.
Because that cut where they cut Van Dijk. Oh my
Guy
god.
Ramos.
He's still sliding.
Perisic. He didn't
which
see it
cut? That
coming. It was
Perisic.
an embarrassment.
Embarrassment
But
now.
that happened to
Ramos.
anybody.
No, he
It's se-
threw himself into it. It
Ramos
doesn't
go
make
push
sense.
you.
But it
A
happens to
central
anybody.
defender.
But you now know that it was now
The problem with
the
Perisic-
incident was now of more catastrophic this thing,
Consequences.
consequences because we
And
are not
ram-
used to seeing Van
And
Dijk in that
ramifications.
place.
You get?
I know we only
My
People like them, John Terry.
Now see.
They are solid, but we know say they don't dribble them. If you
Bro.
see them dribble John Terry now, he go just stand up,
Bro,
go
they
move
go
on.
they
They
go
go
move
dribble up
on.
again next week,
You
but
get?
he go kill the person.
Van Dijk gonna do here like
Van Dijk
this.
go dey use L2 dey
Van Dijk go
L2 dey
You sabi L2
for more
box.
hand now.
L2
For more hand
Come
for
on for
this.
L2 now.
L2 box.
Mark person.
They go they do like this, they do like this. Now he make
Mark
you go throw
person
himself to
normal.
this thing.
Rolls Royce in the mud.
But I
I saw somebody driving Rolls Royce in Orchard Road that year.
think the engine done the burn.
I said, Jesus Christ. Please call Rolls Royce. Irresponsible rascal.
Rolls Royce with no service.
Bro,
Engine done the comot
this-
smoke.
If you know Orchard Road well, water Orchard Road full like this. Water like
Now
this.
they drive
This
Rolls Royce. Are
idiots
you
drive
not
Rolls Royce,
embarrassed?
enter inside. Come
Those
out.
cars
You don't do you make you send the motor take to this road.
Those cars are not for Nigerian roads. I don't know what's wrong with this.
You take Rolls Royce, the guy Porto.
You dey comot pothole like
You
this.
do like this for Rolls Royce. I look and say,
This thing
I
do
first don't
as
see
you
am.
do like this now. You think say you dey maximize this car.
I first don't
You
see
dey
am.
dodge pothole
I see the
with
thing like
Rolls
this. You know that Rolls, that
Eh.
grill. I see the grill. Like, I say, let me Rolls Royce. He the guy Porto.
We call enter pothole. The
So they can
the
repair
silver
this.
wey
Saw
dey
that car.
first- the silver wey dey before we call enter mud.
Cause that mud because
The small time we call take Rolls Royce take dey swim water.
The
Baba.
people will make that car supposed
But
to
na
be.
in car na me
Recall
no drive.
that
record that car,
Bros.
return your money.
Yes, sir. They give you your money. It's true.
I'm telling you.
Because
Like
the
Portable-
car,
like
if they
Portable
get
wey dey use-
special
wey dey
adverts, they
G-Wagon,
do for
they
the car,
share.
you are destroying it. You are destroying the brand.
Yes, now.
So Portable
Somebody
come.
can't take picture.
You never see Rolls Royce do adverts.
Somebody can't take picture when the car don't enter mud.
Wait,
Mud don't
wait,
touch the RR
wait.
radio on
Eh.
top. Come
Fine.
post them.
There's a
The
car.
car- so
There's a
that
car.
thing
You find-
is a god.
That's
Yeah, that
Ah,
yeah.
omo.
Yeah, the thing they always enter.
There's a
they
car
always come
company
out.
that said, there's a car company that said, I can't remember, I'm forgetting the car company. It said, we don't do art because the people were targeting those, we don't do advertorial because the people were targeting those sit down watching TV.
Well, wait. My mom
I
say
said-
Portable wey dey use G-Wagon dey share no do so.
it's good. It's, now you
It's
get am.
fine, it's fine. You know,
Anyways,
the Brabus is a
maybe now I ain't get time. Maybe
Yeah.
now I ain't no get time. If you like, make you take and share palm wine. You know, concern me.
You know.
Now Rolls Royce.
But yeah, but
I
yeah.
was going to say that the reason I like Caicedo, you know, you picked Rice, and I think I can understand. I think Rice. can
Friday,
play with-
Friday, they just if I just do like this, they win.
You find the carry
Make Nico share just tweet say
done.
say Caicedo
Right.
5 years agreed.
No, he go sign 7. In the man. You don't see the kind of you don't see the kind of way Todd Bowley they give those boys.
give those
He go
boys.
sign
Right.
7 or 8.
But you don't
they,
learn
give,
lesson.
they give Enzo Fernandez 7 year
You never know what he don't do.
No. They give Enzo Fernandez 7-year deal.
He rush sign
He
am.
play few 3 months, then trigger the 8th year.
Jesus Christ. In raw sign.
But it be like Rufai, they carry eye where they look Messi Mount and Conor Gallagher, they look Rice. I say,
I don't trust those English boys
production
anymore.
line now the
Because
same.
Right,
I
bro.
think Rice is a very,
I've seen
very
Rice
good
in
player.
national
I think
team,
Rice is a
and I
good
think he's
player.
solid.
You know why?
think he's a good player.
You know why I think it's good?
Mason Mount is not even on Gallagher's. Don't be. doing
I think
that.
Rice is
Yeah.
good because
Gallagher
the
is-
first time I saw Rice before the
Gallagher
hype, I thought this kid could be the one to replace Matic.
I would be Declan.
No.
I would be Rice now.
Yeah, Rice 24.
24. I mean.
God look allow you go call
Let
Agbero
that
kid
pass.
one day.
know,
This kid, why do you want to collect
They don't
money
clear
from?
you.
The guy was 22 at the time.
Yeah.
You know, I saw him the way he controls. I don't even think he's the one. So my fear for Rice is that I think people have an idea of the player that he is without seeing who he is. You know, a lot of people don't watch West Ham games.
Yeah.
Right. And the
It's
big,
just an idea they
and the
have.
idea they have, yeah. And the big games
But
give
it
you a
says it's
false.
not hard
The
goals
big
to
games
this
give
game.
you a false impression of who a player is because
Idiots.
in the big games they bring their
They
maximum.
bring their level.
They
Yeah.
bring the player the highest. I think that Rice is the player that
You never can tell, man.
is not what Arsenal. Hold on, hear me out.
I know stop you, bro.
You know, Partey controls tempo of games,
Yeah, he does.
right? Rice is not that kind of player. Rice is your guy you play in double pivot.
Yeah.
You understand?
He's an enforcer.
He's an enforcer.
Yeah.
You know, he's still.
Rice.
He's
is
still.
Rice an
So
enforcer?
so when you
He's
take
an
out
enforcer.
when you take out yeah.
He drives with the ball.
So Rice is your enforcer. Is your
Yeah,
is your
that's what-
that's
he's
but
your
spine-
That's also why I prefer Caicedo to him because I think Caicedo does that
can
better.
play. I don't
Caicedo
think Rice
does
can
that better.
play a lot. Do you understand? There are times I've seen him. I think
He's
he
not
looks-
a slouch.
I think no, he's not a slouch.
Nah, he's not.
But he's more athletic than, and this is with all due respect to Rice. I don't think that when the best midfielders are on the pitch,
Yeah.
you know,
His
he can
passing his
play
passing
ball.
is
Very basic.
fairly,
You know,
not
good player
the-
passing. You know,
Yeah,
But he
good
starts
player.
for England.
So
man.
if you play if you play
He's a
Rice
defensive midfielder
if you
now,
play Rice
very-
against Rodri, for example, Rodri is your enforcer,
And does
Very
everything.
good
but
pass
he's
out the ball.
also very good on the ball.
Yeah.
And also understands the, you know, dragging people out of position, you know, that kind of thing. I don't think Rice is that kind of player. The way Arsenal play, I think they need more a Caicedo type player
Because they have someone like Partey
in
already.
that role. Because I have Partey. You understand? So I just,
You know-
what I'm hoping for is that people understand what they're hoping they get
Yeah.
and what the
You
actual
know, you know
player
what I
is.
think. You know what I think Arsenal can do, just on the opposite of what you just said, in terms of expectation and everything. I think you get in Rice. Arsenal fans maybe calm down with the expectation of this is a master midfielder and
Yeah.
just got. I think
Because
Arsenal
because
are
he's
going
not.
I think Arsenal are going to get a lot more from Rice if they allow Partey do something similar to what Kante does in the final third from
Yeah.
the halfway
Advance,
to
yeah.
the. If you can
And
win the
Partey
ball,
wasn't-
win it there.
wasn't a four
Let
before.
Rice
That's
be
the
the
funny
guy.
thing.
Guys sitting.
Let
Partey
Rice-
was
Partey
one
was
of
not
the
a
best.
DM
Partey was one
before.
of the best
He was not a
complete.
DM before. That was the surprising thing.
Let Rice be the guy that's the DM. That's
Yes.
Let Partey. I think they're
Partey
going to.
cannot go forward. I'm
No,
telling
no,
you.
no, no, no.
Are
You
you
don't.
sure?
You're
He
not.
can
You're not
actually.
giving him the
That
responsibility.
was how it
You are
started.
not giving
Have
him
you
the
forgotten?
responsibility
No,
to
hold
go
on.
and
That
come
was
down.
that was how he
Remember
plays
towards the
at
tail end of
Atletico.
last
Yes,
season.
I
Remember,
agree.
wait. Remember towards the tail end of last
He
season.
lost his legs.
Exactly. Where they struggled was that they needed him to also return and defend. You are not giving
But
him
if you
that
have someone
responsibility
like
anymore.
Rice there,
you have
you know-
Rice.
yes.
Rice is the one
That is static, yeah.
Let him, because Partey is
can move,
is
bro.
good with the ball.
Partey can move.
Partey is good with the ball. You don't need him to go up and down the field anymore.
Guy, any player
He's
from
the
Spain
guy
is
that's
easily
just-
good with the ball.
Odegaard is going to do is dictating the game. He's number 10, whatever. He's going to do that. But Rice is the guy that's just mopping up, that's sweeping,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
sitting, that's looking
Yeah.
for danger, that's expecting.
But I think he will
So
struggle.
Partey
you
stays-
take Rice over
Yeah,
Caicedo.
I'll
struggle
take
at
Rice.
first.
I take Rice because I think he's more, suited to the Premier League game. He's very athletic, and that's what
I've always showed the Caicedo the places.
that's what Arteta wants. Arteta wants an athletic player, very athletic, who,
Is he more athletic than Caicedo?
yeah, I think he is. He's quicker. He can
Interesting.
run. You can't beat him for pace. He can stay with you all day, every day of the week, and that's what Arteta wants. Because I think Arteta watched that game against Man City, and he would have been so embarrassed by the way De Bruyne skipped past Partey. Because I don't think if De Bruyne is in that position. Rice is in that position. He wins that ball easily.
Yeah, of course. I agree.
He wins that ball easily.
I agree with
it's-
that. I agree with that.
So I think that's what he wants. But if Arsenal get both, I think that will show.
You're in
Is
dreamland.
the hope that kills?
Yeah, of course.
But
It's the hope
you
that
don't
kills.
need both actually.
Wale
You
kept
don't.
telling
Is the hope-
me
is
the
the
hope
hope-
that
is the hope
kills.
that kills you.
And
Getting West
The
Ham
hope
captain
almost
is enough.
killed
Is
me.
enough, please.
Don't do it. What do Chelsea need? Go into the so
Kai
Pochettino-
Havertz to Real Madrid.
God, I beg.
No, it's not gonna happen, bro.
Wetin be?
No.
But Ancelotti wants him.
I know.
If it no go happen, that man Mr. Mount, when I go pay 70.
No. The story is
When I go
real.
pay 70 million for that Mr.
No.
Mount.
The story is
But he said it's Ancelotti that
You will
wants him.
pay
the story is
So that's the
real.
difference.
70 million for
He
that.
said
Mr.
Ancelotti wants him.
That makes a
But that money is
I think what they want to do with Kai Havertz, I think they're still going to get a striker. They want to play Kai Havertz I don't know.
See,
Maybe
yeah.
as a
Oh my God.
as
But
a, as a
fine, but wait,
midfielder,
oh,
I don't know.
if you
If they like me, they think I do goalkeeper. My own be saying me they can't carry him. That be my own. If they like,
But I think what Chelsea needs.
they should use him as a like. I don't care. He
Chel-
should be-
I
Wait,
think
to-
Chelsea's
They have Poch
Chelsea's
already.
number one
I think
problem.
that's
Here's
enough.
what I think.
Chelsea's number
Yeah,
one
who?
problem.
Poch already. I think that's enough.
How who?
Pochettino
Poch
now.
could play.
Okay, wait.
That's
Chelsea's number one
They have the
problem
players.
is Chelsea need to find a centre forward who can score goals. Number one.
But they don't
or
find
priority.
They always find
because
them. They don't
Chelsea
get
were
play.
signing midfielders, 100 and something.
When
Winners.
they signed Lukaku now, bro, have you forgotten?
No, last season, Chelsea need a number 9. And it may not be. And I know sometimes I don't understand why clubs. And there's this boy they just signed, Kendrick Pius. What a footballer. I've watched him on the under 20. And I'm not
He
joking.
play
No,
football manager.
you're
Now
not
he
watching.
knows.
No, you're not watching.
I know the boy now.
You're not watching the under 20.
16-year-old
I've been
boy.
watching the under 20. That boy is a special player.
You didn't watch the under
Absolute-
20 in 2018.
There's no competition I don't watch.
Do you know Hudson Odoi?
Yes.
He was a fantastic lad.
Leave those ones. They
Fantastic
don't get
lad.
sense.
Hudson Odoi, they move like this.
He's
Yeah,
English.
he did.
All this
Now,
Baba,
why
Baba,
me?
I'm sorry. All these ones where you dey talking. I respect the fact that you analyze them well. But let me tell you, what Chelsea needs. I think Chelsea, they've got the players they need, to be honest. I think they don't need a number 9 because they
What do
can
they
call
need?
back Lukaku.
But Lukaku doesn't want to come back. Lukaku wants to stay in
The coach
Italy.
wants to have conversation with him. If they get
Lukaku
Lukaku, but
wants
I,
to stay back in
in
Italy.
Italy.
That's his preference.
What,
Yes,
what-
said-
so, so answer me this question.
but
right?
I think okay.
If you're Lukaku,
Yeah.
what is your incentive to want to go back to England?
I think if the coach is so much interested in me, and it shows that it's a priority. I'm a
It's
priority
possible.
for the coach.
Nah,
Right.
It's
I
a
mean,
But,
priority
but
for
if,
the
if,
coach,
the
and
manager,
that's enough.
if the manager has a conversation,
Yeah, I think that's enough.
sometimes
Yeah.
sometimes the manager can come in
And
like
he'll
like
change
Xhaka.
Of course, now.
Xhaka was on his way out of
know-
Arsenal.
you know,
if
of
the
course,
manager
yeah.
says, "I'm
If
going
the
to
manager
trust
says you are
It
going
is
to
a-
play every game because you fit the game I want to play, no
Baba,
problem.
Baba,
Yeah, that one
it is
happens.
it is a good point, right?
Yeah.
And I understand what he's saying, but I've always said this, right? There comes a point where you have to understand the realities and what you have to make choices for you as a football player,
Yeah.
right?
There's too much baggage in England.
Bro,
There's
bro,
too much.
I don't care what Pochettino says to him, right?
You get-
Come in. It doesn't negate the fact that you have to come and walk your ass
Yeah.
off.
Because if he comes
To
back
justify-
to England, the
to
narrative
justify-
will still be he has a point.
Because
to
the
prove.
manager told
Yeah.
you that. He didn't tell the media that.
Exactly.
Do you
If he
understand?
comes back, the narrative will still be he has a point to prove.
Doesn't
he
have
needs-
too many
He wants to
touches
be
on
able
the
to
ball.
show,
Like,
what he
can
can
do
do.
it.
You get.
Lukaku is not at that point where he needs to show anyone what he can
Anybody,
do.
exactly.
No, you
anymore.
don't need to.
I agree.
And
I
I, honestly,
Lukaku is the only striker in the world, right? With the amount of goals he has
yeah, like I
It's
say,
still
it's not-
and the
disrespected.
numbers he has, that people
Yeah, that guy has
people
close to
expect
300
people,
career
expect,
goals.
people,
Sharp.
people
Sharp. I saw where a guy tweeted it. Sharp, and I was like, bro, Sharp and or informed Lukaku. He's an animal.
but
You know?
you know
But
sometimes
this is an unpopular opinion.
so that's his responsibility now.
Yeah.
What kind of player am I?
Yeah.
Right? What works for me? I don't stay fit. I don't stay fit for 8 months of the season.
See, that's another
Lukaku doesn't
thing.
do that.
That's another
right?
thing. It
My
comes
body
to England.
type is a funny body type, and XYZ. So, do I want to play in a league that demands that I'm at 100%?
But Inter-
For 6
but
months.
Inter ready
Lukaku
to
is
pay that amount for
not
him.
that player.
Unpopular opinion.
Are
Right?
Inter ready to pay that amount for him?
Unpopular
I think
opinion,
they are
right?
expecting about
Look,
70 million.
If
Or
they
do
win-
you think Inter will pay that
if
for
they
him?
win the Champions League, they
Unpopular
pay.
opinion, right?
Yes, they
Unpopular
pay.
opinion, right? Because in my opinion, I feel like where you are now is get players in that can work really hard. I do agree. You need a striker. That was why I was very, very pro the Ugarte guy they wanted to get because you just need players that can come in and work really hard.
Yeah.
If you can't get them low profile, talented, ready to work really
Exactly.
hard.
They
And
still
that was
have
why.
this boy now from
And that was
Southampton.
why I was of the opinion
What's his
that
name again?
you need a striker, go and get Ivan Toney. Nobody else.
Yeah.
Lesser risk compared to paying 80, 100,
course,
whatever you pay
of
for
course.
maybe Osimhen or
Yeah.
whoever else.
what's the guarantee that
Now-
Brentford won't move mad and
Now-
start demanding crazy money?
Possibly. Now he's been banned. I mentioned it on Twitter. A couple Chelsea are like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "Yo, you know what? Go to West Ham, go and get Gianluca Scamacca.
Yeah.
Get him there.
Ah, boy,
he
I
has
don't-
struggled at West Ham. Calm down
Italians.
before you
No,
talk.
this
Calm
is-
down.
Italians.
Why
Guy
did-
has struggled
why
at
did-
West Ham, and
why
there's a
did-
reason for it.
Of course.
That guy is a solid player.
I
That
think
guy,
Roma are linked with him.
Somebody
Link
doesn't
is-
lead
is
the
link-
line.
is linked with
Somebody
Roma.
doesn't lead the line for the Italian
But
national team.
he's
if
been
he's not
giving,
good.
No, but
he's been
Italy no get strikers.
he's been giving
Listen.
chance time and
Listen.
time.
Listen.
Chile Immobile is a
Baba,
joke.
there are a lot of
No,
times
guys
I'll
scored-
watch West
guess
Ham.
what? The
Chile
guys
didn't
scored-
get playing time.
Guess what? The guy scored 7 goals in his first season, and they've used that as not so bad for some players, right? Scored 7 goals, despite the fact that in a West Ham team, and that interview that Mikel Antonio had, he said something like that. Now one of the reasons he said why Skamaka and Stroll is got in the team, the way we play with
Just
David
to add,
Moyes.
I'm very happy for David Moyes.
David. He said Antonio said David Moyes. You have to scrap. You have to.
Yeah.
Skamaka is not that kind of guy.
Doesn't
Skamaka
hustle.
is a technically
Play
gifted
ball,
guy for
play
a
to
big
him.
guy
So
that hits the ball
that's why-
incredibly well.
That's why you don't want that guy. You see, you need to scrap. You see, I believe, right, that the most fundamental principle to operate as a top team is let everybody forget how talented they are first. Let's just work hard.
No, working hard is different from the way the team plays. Every team has the channel for how they
Why
supply the
do
striker.
you think
Bro,
Antonio?
bro.
Why do you think Antonio got to this level at West Ham,
What level is he?
bro? Are you
No,
are you
what
whining
level?
me? This is
No,
a
I'm
guy.
not whining. What level
This
is
is
he?
a
He's
guy
just
that.
a guy
This
who
is a guy
scores.
How to
that.
get your
No.
point?
This is
The
a
guy
guy
just
that.
got 10 goals in the
No.
season. He said,
How
"What
to get
the
your
guy
point?
does
Now,
for
forget.
Skamaka and Antonio would argue like this.
Antonio.
I don't know where
No,
he's arguing.
I'm telling you that no. Even before Skamaka came in, Antonio
How to get
is
your
someone who also for the ball, who first in first hard work,
You don't
and
understand.
easily any coach. Wait, easily any coach, and I think Scooby, I think you might be right
Only
because
Scooby, no, only Scooby.
now one of my coach, I think you might be right
Scooby
because
Compton.
if you're hardworking alone, you would want to deceive the coach.
The guy no talk saying no.
To
They
even
hard
use
working.
you.
The point is,
No,
I
no,
would
no.
rather have a striker.
I saw that interview as well.
I would rather have a striker.
Yeah.
Every top team has their channel of how they provide or how they create for the striker.
Yeah.
Every single one. The guy as he said is not. What Antonio is alluding to is, maybe that's why he has not scored a lot of goals. Here it's not like how we
No,
get.
what if I say
channels
is
to-
true?
They
Yes,
bring-
what if I
you have
basically
it come
saying
and-
No be De Bruyne go dey give you
no be De
cross.
Bruyne go dey.
But when you have Enzo and you have these quality
If you
players,
have Enzo, you say you are bringing in Nkunku to play behind the striker. You say you are playing these people on the wing. Then go and get a guy that's fairly technical, that's physical, that can hit the ball, that can score.
So-
and it's low profile, lesser risk. If he doesn't
I-
do well, go and get
But
another
we've seen,
one.
but my own is that we've seen Italians in Premier League, and I feel
Yeah.
Scamacca is going that way too.
We've seen Gianfranco Zola.
Only Zola
Little
in how
Italian.
many-
He was at
Now
Chelsea.
only him in how many years?
Paolo Di Canio scored one of the greatest goals to have ever been seen in the
Baba,
Premier League.
Leave this man.
Anyway,
Forget that one.
anyway,
Don't-
we have
don't- don't-
very
Don't do that.
Scamacca
To, don't
do
do
you.
that to
we
Italians.
have,
Scamacca
we have very
do you.
limited time. Let's do a couple of topics. So of course,
So is that what Chelsea needs?
Centre forward.
we-
Centre forward.
right.
That's
I get the
And,
feeling
and,
we'll
and
have.
grace of God.
DM.
I do think that Chelsea need
And grace of God.
Everybody need grace of
They will
God.
fight for
If
relegation.
Arsenal get grace of God, if Arsenal get grace of God, they for no win.
Baba, we get grace
Everybody
of God.
need grace
though.
of God.
So
So
they
Man
nobody-
City now,
so-
we won't play final. They don't need grace of God.
So they're not going to find Cedric to buy.
So,
By
but
January.
regardless, I think that Chelsea are going to find it very difficult to get that team back on a good level.
I don't
No, they
agree,
have
sir.
Poch already. I've told
I
you.
don't agree.
That's
I-
a very
you know,
experienced
see,
manager.
I
That's enough.
I don't agree.
That's enough.
I don't
Let's-
I think
agree.
there's enough argument for both
Let's
sides.
leave. We have to. We have.
Let's talk Poch.
We have no. Let's not talk Poch.
No, okay.
Let's Poch never play Champions
I
League
want to
final
make a
since that year when he
statement.
played.
Let's not talk Poch. Make I just make my statement. You will go where you won't go. Poch, in my opinion, is a very good manager.
No,
And we've seen him over time to be someone who can get a tune out of young players.
That's why I agree with this. That's why I agree
young,
with the appointments.
young, ambitious players. I think that if Poch can get what he wants in terms of the players he wants to bring in and the players he wants to get out, I think Chelsea will challenge for the title. I'm not saying they'll win the title.
my brother.
No, Chelsea
I'm
can
not,
always
no, I'm not
challenge
saying.
for the
I'm not.
title.
I'm only now.
Chelsea
I'm
can
not
always
saying
challenge
they'll
for
win
the
the
title.
title.
Bro.
Yeah,
He's
wait.
right.
No,
He's
no,
right.
Hold on, you get where they
You're
hide.
right.
You get where they hide take Molly.
No way.
No, sit down, man. Serious.
You get where they hide
No,
take
no, on
Molly.
a very serious note. I
Which
think
title
that
it
if
is?
Chelsea, if Poch gets the players he wants, I think this guy can challenge for the title.
But even if could guess,
And this is not content. This is not.
They will
This
win
is not.
Champions
This is not content. This is not us trying to push.
You're
a
not being
content.
Paul Mason.
I'm not trying to. I'm very serious because I know how
So
this guy
here's what I think.
at Spurs.
So,
at
Ini,
Spurs.
Ini.
At Spurs, he had a group of young players. very good players.
He
Of
needed
course,
time.
yeah.
Even
You know, he needed
Southampton.
time.
Even Southampton.
I just think that he's that kind of guy who works with young, ambitious players.
Okay.
So here's what I
So-
think. Like I said, there's argument for both sides.
Hmm.
But here's what I think. I think that the last time I talked about why the team has struggled so much, the entire Abramovich era, the entire structure has come down. So now you have to build again. That is true. But because everything has also changed, maybe that might help. It's a good coach like Poch that's also trying to build from the ground. And you see, from last season, I've always said it that there are quality players in that squad.
Yeah, of course.
Had such
A lot of them.
Had such a horrible season. But for example, defensively, still one of the best team in the league. And you just needed a coach with a system, a top coach that has his direction that is clear. Like what Sterling said, that we need
That's
is a
another person
coach.
you need to get.
What we-
You go to talk about Chelsea. You go to remember. Say,
What
Yeah, they-
Sterling said that I totally agree with.
Sorry, let me remind you of this thing you be just talked about. There's one defender, one Cameroonian defender, and Gamalu. A day before the Cameroon squad was released, Gamalu said the World Cup is going to be amazing. Like, we are going to go there and prove to the world that Africa is... Africa can show
Shakira leaves the
how
shootout.
good they are. The next day we go back song and how squad, put up.
This thing you are saying nonsense. So this thing you just said. This is what you thought you put under pressure. This thing you
but I think players,
So
you know,
he's a wicked man.
So this thing when Spelling talk, say he's a kind of manager. When the manager comes, remove him from the team.
manager go say that's what you thought that true. That you are messed up.
You won't put me under pressure. You are mad. Get out of this place.
This is just
no, I don't even forget he's telling the Chelsea. I said,
What he
no.
said?
See, is
He
it?
said we need a Tuchel created a lot of chaos. He said we need a coach that comes in, that commands, the direction he wants to go, that everybody has to follow that direction. And that's true.
You see that thing when you talk now.
So-
I will sit up for podcast now and talk this same exact thing. And we say these things without necessarily being on the pitch training ground. And some guy will say you don't know what you're talking about. The same thing he said, same thing Bruno said. Same thing Raheem Sterling said, same thing Bruno said. So what's the big difference with Ten Hag? He said the guy knows what he wants to do, right? And everybody must do it.
Exactly. So
First, he knows what he wants to do, and everybody must do it.
So partly what has happened this last season can turn out to be a blessing in disguise for Chelsea, in the sense that with Man U, for example, before Ten Hag came in, the owners or the people
I don't
making
slide
decisions-
Man U in.
the people making
see what you did
the people
there.
making the decisions, they had to learn the hard way, even though it took a long time. With the new owners at Chelsea, that only one season it take them. If you see the way they have gone about even the Pochettino situation, it is completely different from how they used to do it. If you have watched the process when Pochettino eventually got
So
announced,
all or nothing, everything.
when Pochettino eventually got announced,
When Arsenal will drop that all or nothing.
no, you
they're
don't
not
know.
drop us.
They don't drop
They
out.
don't drop him, sit down.
Before now, they sign a new player. Todd Bowley sit down. You go talk, say, he's a very good player. We're bringing him.
Wetin concern you?
You understand?
How you take
Now, when they announced Pochettino, the announcement clearly said their ownership group, they put everybody name,
Yeah.
not just Todd Bowley. They put all the owners, Todd Bowley, 4 or 5 names.
So he's learning it.
And they were like the sporting team went through an exhaustive recruitment process.
If I don't go through.
So the point I'm making is that they probably have learned their lesson, and if that's the way, before Pochettino was hired, it would have been a case of we've bought these players, we've bought that player, we've bought that player. These are the players you're working
Yeah.
with. Then with
Yeah.
who you need here, and who you need here.
My answer is very simple. And just to wrap up in his points. When you say a team goes to win the league,
I didn't
That
say
league.
win the league. Oh,
you say the challenge.
You can
Challenge
challenge for the title.
for the title, right?
Person they challenge
What I-
from,
what I-
from 13th
to- no,
position.
to challenge for
Yeah,
the-
man.
You na still challenge.
to challenge for the title.
You
for-
did 13th. You did
for
challenge.
avoidance
you
of
know,
doubts.
so-
To challenge for the title means you're second. Right.
No.
Yeah.
No, it's
Hold
not
on.
that.
With
Hold
how
on.
the league
Hold
has
on.
gone in the
Hold on.
last few years.
Hold on.
Being
Hold on.
in
With
the
how the
conversation, being in the conversation. So
You challenge for the
So
league
teams-
from April. You know that, right? You know that.
no people. You can challenge for the title. You can fall off in February.
You know.
March.
They say United will challenge for the title. I said no.
United were challenging for the title at
Right.
some point.
I told
And they
everybody.
fell off.
I said no. United are not
That
challenging
means
for the title.
everyone.
Ten
challenged
Hag said,
and
"Look,
fell off.
But-
Ten Hag said,
I
look,
think it's
we are
stubborn.
not challenging."
Match day 2. If you
Let's be
see
factual.
Aston Villa
Let's be
for-
factual.
For top of table.
I think it's
don't be
stubborn. Being
challenged.
serious.
No,
Stop.
IDK. When you are challenging for the league, first of all, you cannot be lower than second, right? And
You
for
can
me,
be-
hold
you
on,
can be third.
hold on. You
With
can't.
how
be-
this season,
Okay,
with how
okay,
it
okay,
is
okay.
now.
So,
I think she should be
okay,
first,
so,
second.
okay, so
You have to-
So
see.
where does the line
You
three
no.
horse race come from?
No, hold on, Ini.
If
Ini,
you are
Ini,
just
Ini,
second.
hold on a
I'm,
sec.
me, I'm
Ini,
saying, I know there can be a
Ini,
three
hold on a
Of
sec.
course.
Ini,
It
hold
can
on-
even be
Ini,
four.
Ini, hold on a
Of
sec.
course.
But
Hold
the
on a
way
sec.
it
Hold on
has
a sec.
been now,
You
City,
discuss the Premier League in relation to the benchmark.
Okay.
Who is the benchmark?
you know, City.
City are the benchmark, right? City's benchmark is 90 points.
You are probably third. They are leading you with 15 points already.
You understand? So if you are third and you are 15 points below City, and second is you are
Liverpool.
and second is Liverpool, and Liverpool are
Maybe
10
5
points.
points or
Liverpool, you are challenging Liverpool for second place. So let's make this clear.
Never enter title.
You never got
first.
title. You don't have title race. So let's make this clear. It is. I think it is. It is a happy comment to make. You understand
I
that?
have to wait for the season to start.
Yeah,
I
season-
need to
season-
see-
season-
First of all, I need to see, like you said,
And to win the league, I don't think any team can win the league without these three things. Number one, the spine of the team must be rock solid.
Yeah.
You don't build the spine of the team in one transfer window. Never seen any team done it before.
in 1%, this senior man did it, Sha.
Who?
Okay, you said build the spine of the team.
I've never seen anybody build the
Conte
spine of
meant
the team.
something there, so
You know, the spine of the team that Pep is using now, he only built his own spine last year, right? Because fundamentally, Aguero retired last year. Kevin De Bruyne was in the spine of the team. Company left 2 years ago,
Yeah, that's right.
right?
Fernandinho.
Fernandinho left last year, right?
Silva.
David Silva left last year.
David
So
Silva last year or 2 years ago.
2 years ago. So effectively, 2 years is the moment Pep
And
started
he used to
building
build
his
it,
own spine, his own team. Because
Yeah, but-
the team, you see, don't make any mistake. The spine of the team is the most important thing. It carries the team.
Yeah, that's what we mean
goalkeeper-
by the entire structure of the Abramovich era has been broken down.
You
They
know
are
what I'm
trying to build again.
So Chelsea, you have Thiago Silva who's not going to be there he's not going to play. Thiago Silva's not going to play 30 games next season. Your spine has to play at least 30 or 38 games.
Yep.
Do you get? You don't know he's pairing yet. He's pairing, but Ashil came in, is injured. He might not start preseason well. So you don't have a centre back. You don't have a goalkeeper yet, right? You don't know your midfield.
Kepa is
You don't know who's your enforcer. You don't know the chemistry he has with Enzo. You don't have a striker. To build a spine of a team in one season, one transfer window, is a miracle. So you go back to Real Madrid now, right? What kept holding the team together? Courtois, best goalkeeper in the world. There's nothing you can tell me. In a big game, I don't know any goalkeeper now that plays the big game like
This
Courtois
guy
can do.
rides under the radar a lot.
Right.
but very
Modric
good
Cruz,
as well.
still
Ter
spine.
Stegen. Ter
So,
Stegen is a
when you
Ter Stegen
know,
is- Ter Stegen
Ter Stegen
is-
cannot touch.
Now because he never entered Champions
Yeah,
League.
My brother,
Ter Stegen is
my
world
brother,
class.
with all
That
due-
guy- that
with
guy
all-
is-
with all
that
due
guy-
respect.
No,
Stegen
seriously.
is very-
I
he's
think
very
that guy
good.
is very underrated.
He's very
na
good.
magic power.
With the ball at his feet, with his hands, proper goalkeeper.
With all due respect, he can't touch Courtois.
I'm not saying he can.
And that's what I mean. I talk Courtois, you talk Ter
Courtois is
Stegen.
not the only goalkeeper in the world now.
No, we touch him before. The opposite direction. They keep him.
No. So let's leave that anyway.
I want the
Let's leave that. Let's touch this Champions League final, right? We're out of time.
Lukaku's done it. He's done it.
About no
You
worry.
get where the high smoke.
I don't tire for
Nah, so
senior
you
man.
Your man was going to take money.
Now so you go allow me
This-
put.
this is
Now so you
happy,
go allow
man.
me put 10K on top one ticket like that.
You get because
Now
you
you
like
put goal for your head.
Banger.
you like you go in the high mixed drink. Look,
Even Lukaku go shock the way they
I like the
Now my name did they call.
I like the finals where one team goes in as overwhelming favorites. I like it.
Yeah.
And every time it's happened, I've had a nice surprise. Or no,
You
hold
just
on.
give yourself hope.
Hear me out. When Bayern went to the final against Inter Milan, I don't think any team could match Bayern. Of course, Jose Mourinho coming up against Van Gaal, I think it was say 55-45, but
was close.
Bayern were still favorites. to win that title, right?
I don't think so. I
No,
think
no.
Inter will favorite. They had knocked
No,
out
no.
the defending champions,
Bro,
Barcelona.
bro. Bayern had, you remember a guy called Mario Gomez?
Of course, they had Robben. They had
They had Schweinsteiger, they had boys.
Schweinstein.
They were not
Had
messing
Mario
around.
Götze.
They had Neuer, prime.
They had
No,
Tony Cruz.
Daniel Van Boyten.
I
They had a very,
Don't
very
play.
good squad. They had a really good squad.
Don't
actually.
play.
They had a better squad
You
than
go
Inter
back
Milan.
to when Liverpool in their pump, best team, gang press, heavy metal, Real Madrid. Calm down. I think that
Man, press
the final that we played on Saturday, there is room for error on City side. The room for error is such that there is an air of we cannot lose and we have many ways to approach it. Inter Milan, in the final, players want to know the exact thing they want to do. The exact thing, muscle memory, reflex, patterns, repetitions, no confusions. You see, that 2012 final with Pep, the Chelsea, the COVID final, Tuchel and Pep. It was like this, an abundance of time to think, one this, one that, have all these players, who is the best, what's the best system? If you ask me now, does Pep know the best system to win that final? I don't think so.
He does.
So you are subscribing to
Bernardo
overthinking.
Silva and Koiko.
Wait, make him talk. Leave Van,
Of
make
course,
him
no,
talk.
he has
Leave Van, make him
apologized.
talk. Make him talk.
He got it wrong.
This thing, I am in the 2 percentile of football minds. You get.
What out of
You see my guys, they back me up for comment. You understand?
They say maybe bring medals. Nobody even talks.
Nobody even say they see you anywhere. Nobody, you be like one man what we know for
I
Abuja.
don't know anybody to
You get-
tell me.
Nobody, you don't get picture where you small. You don't. Nobody see you anywhere.
Nobody even put you out.
Nobody put you out. But I don't 2 seconds, my boys they come out anywhere. Shouts to all my boys. We show me love.
Those boys, you be don't boss them, don't bribe them.
Don't transfer.
Boys doesn't come out.
People that go comment session.
Bro, why is they come anywhere, man?
All of
But
them
shout to all the guys that follow the pod. Like, some of your guys, like, go, you don't even know some of your guys that follow the pod. I was at a wedding proposal, and shout to my guy, Dimeji, who, the guy remember my early show times when I just came to Lagos. It touched my heart so much, and, I just remember, thanks for, that reminder. So, shouts to Dimeji. But points I was making about the margin for error. People talk about the margin for error in the negative side. I think that the margin for error that Pep has is such that there might be a problem. So you have Bernardo Silva, have all these players, but you're thinking, we're playing Inter Milan, Inter Milan play 5 at the back, right? Play 3 in midfield, play 2 up top. You're not going to approach that game the way you approach other games.
Yeah.
Because there are clear overloads in places that,
That matter.
in places that matter. I thought, for example, that Carlo Ancelotti is largely responsible for that second leg defeat. Because the way City played was the way City would play. But Real Madrid didn't play the way Real Madrid should have played. Right?
But why is it always this narrative?
Hold on.
When Madrid
Hold on.
wins.
Let's-
No,
hold on,
I don't like this
I
narrative.
thought Man
Hold on a
City
second.
on the night
As in,
where
this narrative
a
is
different
actually
animal.
a total disrespect to Pep. Because
Why you
no,
dey- why you dey
no,
para?
the thing they vex me.
you can-
No,
you-
the thing,
no,
no,
they
wait till
shall-
you talk now. No, you know right.
bro.
I agree
Bro.
with you.
Wait till me say,
I agree with him. He said
Ancelotti
he's
got
talking
it wrong.
nonsense.
I think.
Why can't you say Pep got it
He's
right?
talking nonsense.
No, why can't you say Pep
Two
got
can
it right?
exist.
It cannot.
No, hold
It
on.
cannot.
I
In
think-
this case, it cannot.
The
I
two
think
can
it's
exist.
In this case, it
disrespectful.
cannot.
I think it's
It's level at what?
disrespectful because the way Man City played that night, I think Madrid was surprised at the way Man City played
That's
that
not
night.
true. When we did a show
I
here, I said
agree.
it here that big shout out to Man City and Pep with how they approached the game.
Yes, of course.
But also, I thought that Madrid did not approach the game the right way.
Because
why
they
are
lost.
why you they come on fire for it?
Because they lost.
The two no fit be
Because
the
they
same.
lost. Because they
The
lost.
two no fit be the same. If you lose,
So
what, is
if
that
Madrid beat person 4-0, that Madrid na him
IBK,
try. But that
IBK,
person
if me
no
and
know
you they
wetin
play
do.
ball, if you score against me,
vex now, bro.
if me and you they play ball, make no mistake. If you score me, whether you dribble or whatever you do or you play out from far, it also means that I have not done something that I'm
Something you
supposed
should
to
have
do.
done.
Now why
I
that
agree.
go enter?
You be the
I
talk
don't
of that
dey-
say,
Wait,
no
why
be
you dey
mistake.
shout?
First thing first, you go
If
appreciate
mistake
say I
no
score
dey.
you.
Person don't make
No, bro. First thing first,
you want
first thing
slap
first,
me.
you go appreciate say I score you. And you go say, Baba, you score me.
Yeah.
Nice one. Then you go come talk.
Yeah, you never play ball now. Why? If
Nice
I
one
kick
for
you
what?
for ankle,
Nice one for what?
if I kick you for ankle,
IBK.
is that I go appreciate you say you
No,
score me.
if
Don't say me and you don't play, you for no.
You see,
we don't
the difference
talk,
between-
if we don't talk, say Pep.
No, it is saying you right the
If we don't talk, say Pep approach that.
You always
game.
call me, say make I come thank you, say thank you, say
if
score
you
me,
don't
baba
praise
baba.
Pep
If
on his approach
medical
on that
never,
game, you understand? I for talk say okay, you be know waiting they talk, but you came
From the angle
from the angle of
Madrid
not playing well.
Hold on.
but my Madrid didn't approach the game right.
4-0. Baba, you know if he praise person,
Well,
we beat
4-0
person 4-0.
plenty, oh.
4 goals against
But the
Madrid.
two
There is
can
nothing you
exist
can tell
now.
me.
Listen, let me be clear about a few things, right?
Yeah.
First of all, I am in the 2 percentile, so you don't do that
Like
kind
you
of.
the man.
You
What
don't.
does this thing mean? No,
I don't even understand.
what do you mean?
Please,
No,
wetin
we only
be
2%
the- wetin be the
time.
meaning of percentile, abeg?
Not
You
even
know-
the percentile.
Rick Ross said, myself, Drake, Hover, Hove, were in the 2 percentile rappers that can do on the spot.
Wait.
You understand?
Man City just do mistake.
Now you get problem.
No.
You see, that's the thing.
I keep
now
saying-
I get pressure on
I
myself. Cannot be
keep saying
bothered.
it. When Pep
Now I get
when
pressure on
Pep
myself.
when Pep wins, when Pep wins, I don't
Like-
dislike Pep to a point
Do you understand?
where I
This
take
narrative
his
that
credit
you
away
say,
from him.
if person analyze something, with
You are the one that said before the
Pep.
lights came on. Now you talk say there's no final. Say when I'm like, bro, you are actually the one that is disrespectful.
Do you understand?
To
You
Inter
are,
Milan.
though. You are.
Do you know the players? Have you watched Inter Milan before this season? Before the AC Milan derby.
No disrespect, but I don't think they can match
No
in any way.
disrespect. Without due respect, I have no respect.
No wahala. No
I don't
wahala.
think they can match.
Even
Man.
if
And,
now we can enter
That
final.
quality is mad.
Even if now
Even
we
as
can,
though we can be
even
Arsenal. He could say
if,
he
even
top
if now
Wigan.
we can enter final.
Obafemi
For a
Martinez.
team to get to a final.
Now 50
It is saying,
No, for a team to get to a final,
Didn't say nah.
you have to realize that they didn't get to the final by a stroke of
IBK,
luck.
can I ask a question?
They
Wait.
played themselves
Ini,
into the
Ini,
final.
Can I ask a question?
More
IBK?
so,
So are you
more
telling
so-
me
no,
a
no,
final
hold
cannot
on,
be
hold on.
one-sided?
IBK, can I ask a
Finals
question?
can be one-sided. I've seen.
So what?
so
I
many-
mean-
So the final. Oh, hold on. Final will be one-sided. It won't be a contest. It will be a coronation.
I said it.
not
Okay.
IBK, can I ask a question?
Okay,
Can I ask a
no
question?
wahala.
Yeah, brother.
In the 2021 final with Chelsea City, what happened there?
Now, this is totally different from
A
this
simple
one.
question I ask you.
This is it.
No, totally different.
Chelsea have
It is
to-
not
no,
totally different.
Listen first now.
Arsenal,
Now
Man
you
City
did-
went
now
to
you
the
ask the
game.
question, now
No,
make
you
I
won't
answer.
change the goalpost.
Wait first,
I will not
wait.
allow you to change
Wait.
it.
I'll make you answer
Yeah.
first.
You won't change goalpost. It's totally
say the
different.
shout, nah,
No,
nah, the
wait,
shout.
you
How
won't
can I make
change
it
Wait,
talk?
Make you
goalpost.
answer first.
Allow me answer.
He has
It's not totally different.
He
Sha.
has the floor.
Before that final, Chelsea have played Man City about 4 times.
three.
Is it
3, that's
3? 2 in the twice in the league,
One in
then
the
one in FA Cup final. And there's this. Oh, we know these guys already. And I tell people that locality is very important in finals, because that's why when you see a team like maybe Barca play against a fellow, local team in the same league, it becomes very difficult compared to playing someone who you've not even played in a while. Now, this is it. Inter Milan, yes, they have some, fantastic players, but how much do they have when it comes to Man City coming through and through at them when it really matters most in that game? I was saying this before
Is
the
this the response to the question I asked?
I answer you now.
Okay, I can wait for the answer. We don't get enough time, Sha.
IBK.
Chelsea knew Man City.
Right.
They played against Man City. They knew what Man City could
Now
do.
why Chelsea win?
Yes.
Now why Chelsea
And they were
win?
in the same league.
Fantastic.
The understanding is totally different from playing against
Why
Inter
am
Milan.
I you not beat
Fantastic.
Man City for?
So
For a FA Cup final.
the
It
know.
was close.
So
It was
the
close.
knowing where Chelsea know Man City,
Yeah.
where they win Man City,
Yeah.
it is impossible for Inter Milan to know Man City like that. Abi?
Yeah, you're right.
Okay,
Good.
guys,
You're right. Very right.
let's make a prediction. Right.
Why you they laugh?
What do you think happens on the day?
I think we'll go to extra time. I'm very sure of that. So you can play straight draw.
Yeah, when Muzi play,
You can play-
You
You can play straight draw.
My own is that.
I think we'll go to extra time.
My own is that. You
I've
see,
got a sneaky feeling. I know Rufai doesn't like hearing this. That sneaky feeling.
once
thing.
I hear that
Eh,
feeling, I go bet on Muzi.
The problem is that's sneaky.
I've got a sticky feeling that Inter Milan will stun City. I don't know why.
I just I beg change your prediction. I beg.
No.
You don't. You are.
No, in it don't it don't
I-
see
I-
us
I didn't feel-
United
no,
tree.
Bro, that guy.
That way don't
no,
support.
no,
I
I've
said that
said-
waiting they give IBK
That way don't-
confidence with that.
that way
Because
is it- that way
everything
is
that
it-
guy predicts that the opposite they happen.
That was it. Come on, boys. We are doing
That
it on
guy say
Saturday.
that guy say man you go win FA Cup, man you lose. That guy say Mourinho go
Does he
win
do
the
it
Europa League.
sarcastically? Is it sarcastic or
No,
he
he does
means
the
it?
tweet. He does the tweet.
Oh,
go
he
just
means
tweet
it.
Let me
and
boss
then
you. If he now wants to jinx it, now reverse go still happen. Like if he knows that maybe as a man you find out, he comes here and say Man City go win. Now Man City go come still win now.
It concern him. Now, did you see Inter Milan
But
trade?
that- but
Now
don't
United
buy-
trade.
but
Make
don't-
him doing this thing with United. I beg.
Make no mistake about it. I want Man City to win. I'd like Pep to win Champions League with Man City, but
If you know when I'm waiting to happen.
I'm not feeling great about it. I just think that what Inter Milan have shown in the last few, Inter Milan are in great form. They are in incredible form. Their last 6-7 games, they've been playing so well, and I just feel like it might be an Italian job.
in my opinion, yeah, I feel like, for example, like that Madrid second leg, if City didn't get that goal, that early goal, those 2 goals, I think it would have been a different game.
I think
I think that-
Camavinga has a 4 for 2 goals.
I think that you go into that game against Inter Milan, right? You go into that game, against Inter Milan, you don't score early. Inter Milan begin to think.
Even if you score early.
No, because with how City are
Yes,
playing
Scorsese
now,
score man you 12
no,
seconds.
with how City are playing now.
I never drop cup. No. I just on laptop. I never drop this thing.
With how City
Yeah,
are
you don't
playing
see
now.
man volley.
Make no mistake. With how City are playing
What
now,
kind of thing is this?
they
man?
look they look very good, even defensively.
Nothing can be so painful.
You get even defensively, City look very good.
Yeah.
Very, very good. There were lapses that they used to have, maybe full back or it feels like they're very comfortable. They're solid defensively. That
And I think they used to at the back.
this thing with John Stones sliding into the midfield, and doing is working perfectly well. They look very
No
good.
wala.
But you see, when you now like what we've talked about, when you play a game where you have all the ball, you have everything going. These players where Inter Milan are playing with Lautaro, Dzeko, maybe Lukaku. I think Lukaku should start. If he doesn't, it doesn't matter.
Oh God,
You
please.
see those guys.
Don't let Lukaku start.
You see those guys.
By the way, who do you like to start? If you're supporting Inter Milan, would you rather have Lukaku or Dzeko? I think Dzeko all day.
Nah, I think
Dzeko
you
all day,
start.
man.
I think you start Lukaku and Lautaro. First of all, because the chemistry is very obvious between both. It is too obvious. That's one. 2 is that you are not going to have as much. If you played defensively in the semi-final and you didn't have as much of the ball against Porto, against who else they played, against Benfica. Sorry, you are going to lose more of the ball to City. You have even less of the ball, and that's why I feel like the way Lukaku runs the wings, I feel like you do.
To be fair, I don't think anybody has been a bigger fan of Lukaku. When I know Lukaku, when we play United, I love Lukaku. The way he plays, a lot of people have tried to erode the qualities that Lukaku has. However, I think that you don't change systems for finals. Every manager that's done it has fallen into a trap. There's always that thing of, let's do it differently. So take for example,
minus Jose
United, Jose is a special one. United were. We had Rooney. We played Rooney and Tevez all season Champions League. That day we played
That
Rooney,
was Sir Alex overthinking.
overthinking. Play Rooney on the right wing.
I remember that day, all of us
Instead-
they won that.
I'm like,
Play
what's-
Rooney on the right,
play Ronaldo as
for 9.
striker.
Ronaldo played 2 shots, first 9
Jesus
minutes.
Christ.
That's
So,
why we don't see him again.
I believe that the system that takes you there,
Waza.
you played. However, I was going to ask. I don't remember a final, and I don't think there will be a final that was as one-sided as the 2012 final. See this thing people are saying, City will kill this thing.
Yeah.
No final can ever be
No
that
final
one-sided.
can be that one-sided.
Bayern
Not,
won't kill Chelsea.
there will be no football game like that again.
My brother.
At that level.
It's not going to be
I've
like
never
that
seen anything
against,
like that.
against
It's not going to be
Inter
like that.
They battered
You
Chelsea.
see, again also,
You get?
like the question.
So
Chelsea
this
won.
idea,
Like
and I know I know pretty what IBK will do, right? IBK will not say anything on the day.
Yeah,
you
will
go
wait
into
till the end.
hiding.
You will wait till the end of the
You get?
game. So that when City
But
win,
luck,
you can
God
say,
God don't catch you. You did hard rock.
I know.
You understand? So
You will talk your mind that day.
you go talk to your mind,
You know.
right? And yeah, that's what I think.
I just feel like I can understand. Obviously,
go south,
City.
you get
I can
beaten as
understand.
well.
I can understand. I can understand the enthusiasm and no City will blow because City they're playing ridiculously well now, and I agree. They are favorites going into the game. If the game goes well for them, before you know they are 2-0 up in the first half. If it goes well for them,
I think.
but if you understand, you have to understand. There's something I read recently with Mourinho's former assistant Rifaria, and I think everyone should
Rifaria was
actually
very good.
Yeah, I think everyone should actually read it. It's the guy broke down what their ideology was. So you see, you watch on TV, say, these people they are packing the balls, they are defending. So the guy broke down what their mentality was and how they even got there. He said, for example, when he started working with Mourinho at first, even when Mourinho came to Chelsea, it was a case of when players resume preseason, and this is for context, so I have to say from when players resume preseason, they work fitness a lot. So they come into maybe a 1 hour 30 minutes training, they do 55 minutes physical fitness, and then they play football for 30 minutes. So when they joined, from the first day of training, they were running 1 hour 30 minutes training sessions, and they were playing with the ball from day one. And the players were like, the intensity of Premier League is too high, we need to be fit. So they told the players that don't worry, play the football. When the season resumes, you see that you'll be ready physically. So what Mourinho brought into the game was they were training with the ball. All his exercise. Rifaria said the word intensity is associated with physical fitness. So, but the idea was that their intensity was intensity of concentration, mental intensity. So they play out a 1 hour 30 minute football training session where you play the ball. He said it's like if you are reading a book of 20 pages. If you are mentally concentrated, the fact that it's a lot of information, you get all of it. So it's the same thing with the football. So they just need their players to be that concentrated for 1 hour 30 minutes.
Right.
And they play the same thing, they play the same way consistently till the season starts.
Yeah.
That's why Mourinho's teams were like that.
Yeah.
So if you have a team like that play against you, it doesn't matter how good you are attacking. So they are dominating you, but you think you have the ball.
Yeah. IBK, calm down.
Good
Don't
insight.
make
Good
your
insight.
hard cuts. You get.
Don't be everybody
So
got
where does
call,
this
my
leave?
brother.
I was just gonna ask 2 more questions before we leave because we recorded for a long time. If it goes to penalties, first things first. Who wins?
Well, that's a tough one.
I think Man City. If it goes to penalty, Man City will win. Because I can count at least 5-6 players who, from 12 yards, easily
If
convert.
it goes to penalties, anybody's game. Have you seen those Inter Milan boys?
Gundogan, Rodri, Haaland, Kevin De Bruyne. Easily convert.
With the experience of the Europa League
Easily
final,
convert.
it is about when it gets to penalty, who will be left
By
on
the
the
way,
field.
I think Mourinho is the most unlucky penalty coach of all time. I don't remember Mourinho doing a penalty and
Bro,
and being
remember that
successful.
Liverpool way,
terrible.
Lampard, Joe Cole, Robert, people that
Real
would
Madrid,
naturally
Real
use
Madrid,
everything.
Kaka, Sergio Ramos, Kaka, Ramos, one more person.
So he's always losing on penalty.
Oh yeah.
This you don't remember this Liverpool game where I think was it?
I
the
think
one
like,
that-
no, is it Alonso? No, it was his best takers basically.
Yeah.
It was Kaka was there, Ramos, but Ramos doesn't miss penalties. Do you get anyway?
if it goes to penalties, I think it's anyone's game because those Inter Milan
Anyone's
boys.
game,
Yeah.
but I think Man City will win.
So what do you think it goes? Do you think it goes to penalties?
I don't think so. I can't see it going to penalties. I think it will be decided in 90 minutes. It feels like, again, I honestly just feel like if an early goal doesn't happen, it will be a low scoring affair. If an early goal doesn't happen,
Who do you think will win?
It'll be a low goal scoring affair.
First
I
half
expect-
draw.
First half
Why are you
draw.
laughing?
First half draw.
That's 2 odds, man.
First half draw. 45 minutes. I think
Because
I think
Inter
somebody's
Milan-
going to score in the
I
first
think
half.
Inter Milan will be so content with sitting back. They are
Yeah,
going to be
I think-
so
I think
content.
Inter Milan will
if
win.
you watch the way Inter play, right?
Yeah. Why
Inter
did they look me?
Inter play with lots
I
of
think
intensity
Inter
from the
Milan will
start.
look me. This is what they look me.
You see, I no talk since.
You know,
It concerns you. Don't talk.
Inter play with
They
lots of
ask,
intensity.
they ask, say,
I think I'm going to ask you.
they ask, say, what if you enter penalty?
So what's going to
Which
happen?
penalties you want enter?
Give me a prediction.
I've told you already. The game,
Tell
the
me, carry
final,
handicap too.
it's not even about me being. I am very confident about this game, to
Handicap
be
too.
honest.
I saw you confident for
This game
2021.
is not getting close to penalty shootouts. So, not getting close to extra time. like Rufai said, 90 minutes.
90 minutes
And it's going to be total
Annihilation.
annihilation of
of Inter.
Inter Milan.
Right. I love it.
At least City should get
4
3 goals
3 goals.
in the first half.
Love it. Final the first half.
Yeah.
Final question.
yeah,
Right? Final question. Where would he leave Simeone Inzaghi? Because I see, you know, every year or two, you add a manager or two to the elite class, right? Where would that leave Inzaghi? Because he's won the league, pretty much under the radar. But I
He
think
didn't win the league.
No, it was Conte that won the league.
Conte won the league.
Yeah, he's nowhere yet. Just
Where is Inzaghi?
I think he's a top manager. I think he's just that one or two trophies away from climbing to the real pedestal of top managers. I think he's a really good manager. Inter Milan haven't had a good season. They started so woefully, and at some point it felt like the season was going to fall apart. But then the final of the Coppa Italia, I think. What am I saying? They won the Coppa Italia.
Yeah.
They beat Fiorentina. They're in the final of the Champions League. If they win it, that's almost like crowning.
Does winning Champions League
It
put you on
validates you,
elite?
of course.
Does
It
it?
validates you. It puts you in that.
Roberto Di Matteo.
No. If they started calling,
Roberto Di Matteo.
if they started calling Thomas Tuchel a top manager
After
because
winning Champions League.
League, because this man too, he's done a decent job at
Lazio before coming to Inter.
Before coming to Inter,
Yeah, decent job at Lazio.
decent
I think
job
they
at
won the
Lazio.
Coppa Italia. I think
They
they
won
won the
Coppa
Coppa
Italia,
Italia
I think
Lazio,
a couple of times.
against Juve.
Exactly. So if you win the Champions League, you gotta give him the same credit you gave to
Yeah.
Thomas Tuchel.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
We don't find out it took out na scam.
Tuchel starts padder.
But then in the make we see
So
what we do next season.
Inter to win.
No, I think Man City will win. Honestly, I really do. But I don't believe in the slightest it's going to be walkover.
Yeah.
In the slightest also, I do not believe that Man City are going to have an easy game.
Why I feel like
Yeah.
I was almost going to go to I was
talk
almost
your
going
own.
to say City were going to win. Actually,
Man City wins.
I was almost going to say City were going to win. But I thought about it the same way I said if an early goal doesn't happen, you see the same thing that set in during the final against Chelsea. City would not agree publicly, but they really, really want to win this Champions League. If an early goal doesn't happen, right? The tension creeps it creeps in, the anxiety creeps in.
Yep, it changes
and City,
dynamic.
And if that happens to City,
That's very right, actually.
they need only one player to get anxious. Only Kevin De Bruyne. Inter Milan will be very happy for that to happen.
And Kevin De Bruyne can get anxious.
If an early goal doesn't
on
happen, you
those
saw
kind
the
of games.
goal Kevin De Bruyne scored against which game was that?
Madrid?
The first leg against Madrid. You could tell that they were tense.
Yeah, it was
He
tense,
scored
yeah.
that goal. He was almost thank God. You can tell if an early goal doesn't happen in the
But
final.
he also has the quality, even in
course.
those anxious
Yeah.
moments,
Of
to be
course,
able to
yeah.
keep his head and pull something out of the
How good is-
But do you know that the reason they didn't score against Chelsea was partially because of that?
No.
There were those balls that were.
The reason they didn't score against Chelsea
Wait.
because of two players.
Wait, bros.
Antonio Rudiger
I said it
and
was
N'Golo
partially-
Kante.
It was partially.
The performance those two players, They should
They should put away a lot of
They
goals.
should have put away a lot of goals. There were
As
those final.
the Chelsea with
there were those-
Timo Werner.
Yeah.
as well.
There were those final one. Yeah, with Timo Werner. There were those final balls that
That
you know
boy
that.
just got to go.
There were those final balls that you know that City in their elements.
would put
You
away.
slide, come, they go
But
cut
the
you
final
for
changes
months. They
that
go cut-
dynamic.
You see, now final, they really want to win this. It happens to the best of players.
Yeah.
That's
It
why,
does.
that's why when people see Messi
You
in
understand?
the final, pass the ball home
For that
take
World
a-
Cup
take a
final, for
pressure
that World Cup,
penalty.
for that World Cup final,
Take-
see the penalty. He
take
don't
a
roll him in.
pressure
He don't
penalty.
roll him in.
And that only happened after 4 World Cups.
Do you understand? Yeah.
Messi
Don't play World Cup,
Messi
play
had
World
come
Cup.
to the point where it was just like, you know
About
what?
nothing. My legacy is not
Legacy
tied
is
to
not
this
tied to
thing.
this thing anymore.
Roll
and
and
that's
in.
when I find that
Yeah,
and
I feel that
and this is one of the principles that I hate.
You fear him, Abi?
No,
Ah.
I
Because if the
I
keeper
just
go the
think
right
I just
way,
think that
but
top,
now he sabi wetin
no,
he
I
dey
just
do.
think that players like
He
Messi.
know, he waited.
I just think that players like Messi, you know, when they go into finals, you know, very top players like a Ronaldo, they know that you're not expecting me to do this thing. I'm not crazy. They think I'm not crazy. Like Pelo takes a penalty against England and does a
They don't
panenka.
expect you to do a panenka, yeah.
Nobody's expecting you to try a panenka when
And that's
if
exactly what they will try.
If you miss that penalty,
Yeah.
you give us an advantage. So they know that you're not planning to do that. That's why they are top players. They realize that
Nobody will expect say you shoot ball from 40 yards.
like,
So you go attempt them. Don't even try and attempt them.
And I also feel like Onana hasn't been talked about enough.
yeah.
His ability.
Yeah, I don't know if he's a top goalkeeper.
I don't know if he's a top
Shot
goalkeeper.
stopper, but he can play.
Yeah.
You know, he can actually play.
He
right?
went and fought the Rigo.
But he should not do it on the final.
No, he can do it.
He shouldn't do it
Yeah,
on
he
the
can
final.
play.
He can play,
So,
right?
so
that's
that's
that.
a really sweet game. on our hands.
Look,
Onana.
we have totally,
Onana. He go dey- thank God say he sabi do that. He comot ball from net, push am back to him players. He go do am tire for that final.
I think the reason I have mic one. What it means is that I can close and open, and that means that we totally love the fact that you've found a way to be on the pod for every single episode. I don't think we've missed many.
Messi
Messi has moved, of course. We wanted to talk about Jude Bellingham. We couldn't do it. I wanted because Real Madrid has confirmed that. We wanted to touch base with Messi,
Benzema,
Karim,
This Saudi Arabia
lots of
madness
topics
going
we
on.
want to
Zaha.
touch base with.
and
I
get your
feel
pension, son.
David De Gea as well. United are in the quagmire. So what we're going to do in the
You
offseason
going to
is we're
Saudi
going to,
Arabia too?
we're going to touch base with every single story that matters. And of course, today we took out Declan Rice. Moses Caicedo, where he's going to go, and did justice to that. So we hope you enjoy it. But one more thing, we think that this thing should make it to Tuned Not for whatever reason. Tag Tuned Not in the videos, in the comment sections. That'd be nice. Tunde, if you could post us, that would be really nice. I think that we maybe, deserve to get a bit more mentions, but regardless, do what you can for us. And also, Hard Rock Saturday, come early. Parking space is always a problem at Hard Rock, so I know this from experience. If you're driving, come early. Let's have a good time. IBK will be there Monday as well as Luckily Refy. Maybe the rest of the guys will come around as well. You could have a good time. So we'll see you Saturday. My name is UB. Sorry. FX is coming as well. So yeah, invite your friends. Like, look, how amazing would it be to pack that place and you'd say, the podcast, team packed that entire place and, validate the reason we need to do this more often. So we'll see you very soon. Enjoy it. Bye-bye.
Ah man.
All right. Now, I don't want to finish now.